are live. Hello everybody!
Hey!
Who leaked these Mr. Bean nudes online?
Oh god, his hog's huge.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, what? Oh, shit,
Sorry.
hold
Oh,
We're just
man.
edging the audience.
Edging him good.
Edging them good.
Speaking
Alright.
of yipping.
Welcome everybody to this week's episode of Dicecream Sandwich. I am your Dungeon Master, Jody Rose.
Hey.
And we are on episode 24. If you can believe that.
Wow.
No.
Which my on thing is actually incorrect. I
can't
need
even.
to quickly update my footer. Oh no!
Oh,
It's like
well.
No,
Two
it's all good.
seasons.
It's a quick one.
So there are more
But we
episodes
do
of
have
Blizzard Dragon
episode
Quest.
24 starting off this week. Everybody's super stoked, super excited to be back behind the table.
Mm.
Nice culmination to all the insanity that happened last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault at all. Neither was this. What happened now?
Hey Les, is your name Shaggy? Because it sounds like it wasn't you.
It wasn't me.
Wow.
That's what I will be saying throughout this whole campaign.
What the fuck was that?
Oh my
It wasn't me.
In my head, you were talking Scooby-Doo.
Swimmer, yeah, it is awesome art in our intro. We know. We get prepped for this because this is even better.
Like, wasn't me.
We're going to go ahead and play our intro unless Kevin, you have
Intro.
anything that you wanted to say this week?
Oh,
Anybody?
couple things.
Yeah, couple
Ah.
things.
First thing,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
May 25th, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, is the part 2 of the Pokemon one-shot that we all did a few months back. It's the ending of that one-shot. I'm really stoked to finish it with different players than other than this table, some included. Yeah, so that's next, not Saturday, but next Saturday. And also, I am hosting a Critical Role live viewing party. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday at Jaeger's Downtown. The event is circulating around in a Facebook ad, so if you see it, come join us. There's going to be where I'm hosting it with the Critters of Vancouver,
Yeah,
like
Vancouver
the
Critter Society.
yeah. So it's going to be awesome. If you love Critical Role, come watch it with us.
And that's
It'll
in
be a good
Vancouver,
time.
BC, because
Yes.
we don't know where anybody else is watching if you're in Canada.
Yes, Vancouver, BC, unfortunately, but the one shot you will be able to watch.
I'll be
on
hosting
our
it in
Twitch
Vancouver,
channel.
Washington,
We love
also in
Vancouver.
Portland.
Yeah,
The
the-
same night, I'm going to be hosting a watch party here at Kevin's house. The address is
Yes. So
At
if you want to
Hernandez.
watch the Pokemon One Shot, I will be streaming it on this channel 2 Saturdays from now. So come join us. The first one was a lot of fun, and a lot of people seem to have liked it. So
Agreed.
yes.
All right, awesome. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and play our intro, get into tonight's episode, and see where we're going to pick up from all the insanity and all the...
More things
Ow.
explode. More things explode.
See you guys in a minute.
that's the plan.
Fuck.
Croissant,
Sanson.
Baguette.
boudin,
Pamplemousse.
And we're
Pamplemousse.
back.
ananas.
Alrighty. So,
I'm gonna need all the D4s.
all the D4s.
All of them?
Last we left off, the party had finally made their way out from Vallaki
For now.
after a week of being there. And along the one western road trailing outside of the city, eventually made their way to a crossroads, deciding to follow a path through the forest to the Lake Baratok and apparently a tower that they had heard about that would have been there awaiting them. Upon arriving, they found a very long path out into the center of the lake, 30 feet, 40 feet wide at points, but seeming to lead to said tower. They managed to investigate the tower, found a very large, very fancy caravan out front, deciding to not engage with that at first. but eventually did make their way into the tower after a single mishap, activating some kind of a lightning sheath barrier around the tower itself. Finding their way inside, they found very little. Some kind of a dwelling domicile in the 4th floor, hidden away. Finding a severed head and a few very nice scented lavender potions of some kind, healing embalming oils. But eventually making their way downstairs, intrigued by the wagon, a few took a step back, a few took a step forward. The wagon door was unlocked, the door was opened, and a trap was instantly triggered of a massive alchemical fire explosion.
It could have happened to anyone.
It's true.
It could have. It didn't, but it could have.
Just got to get insurance coverage on that wagon.
Upon triggering the trap, Hope running in to heal a few of their allies, making sure that nobody began to actually get close to any edge of death. A woman riding a dark brown horse made her way out onto the road at full gallop, eventually disembarking, jumping off, and just yelling, "What happened here? What did you do?"
Nothing.
After hearing that, you began to hear the approaching howls of wolves, potentially other things on the other side of the lake. And we pick up there with... Riding in at speed on a dark brown horse, you saw a woman dressed in a bright red knee-length coat. Her skin dark and her hair long. She dismounts and instinctively reaches for the weapons at her side. Beautifully crafted rapier and a hand axe, and a short sword with a dabbling shine to the blade. What have you done? She rips the weapons from her belt, drawing them as she looks over to the party before you begin to hear howls off in the distance.
I'm gonna slowly get up, and as I'm doing it, I'm just gonna... Rictavio, looking Van Richten's tower.
And you can see that she's adopted this aggressive stance and like really there, and then just freezes for a second at that name.
I think there might be a big misunderstanding here.
We were sent to find Van Richten's tower.
This was the only tower anyone sent us to.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay, that is still... that's still a 19.
Let's see.
Sweet.
Okay. She just kind of, weapon still drawn. Quick, follow me inside. And she begins to make her way to the center of the tower.
We have somebody in our wagon.
Get them now.
Can you get Casimir?
Does anybody else hear a ringing? What? All I hear is a ringing.
What?
Shut him up.
Quiet. Les, come with me. I unlock the wagon. I let Casimir out.
Lock it back up.
What has happened?
Quickly.
What is going
We
on?
need to get inside.
Quiet.
All right. And shuts the wagon door behind him and eventually quickly follows you all inside. So you're all going up to the door?
Oh, yes.
And you see that she bolts ahead and instinctively does
Does
all
the YMCA.
movements, and then passes the door and immediately passes right inside, holding the door open for everybody with
Okay.
no
Cool.
issues.
Thank
You can
you.
all move yourselves inside the tower.
Oh.
Can we have a? Do you think we can use for Casimir as well?
Oh, yes, I do.
Use a Ghostbuster.
Casimir.
Cassie.
Okay.
This
We got a
is-
Ghostbuster.
Actually, wait, I actually have an elf figurine.
We got one.
It's fine. We're good.
We got one, Gordy. Gordy, we got
Go
one.
on.
We have an elf.
No, but I like the actual figures, not the little dicey things, because it's
Jordy,
easier to see a
Jordy, I
body.
love them.
Jordy, I also appreciate you.
But I love everyone's opinion.
So, making your
It's
way
just easier
inside,
to see like a body as
slamming
well.
the door behind her. She just kind of stares off at your group, looking at three of you, badly burned, black scorch marks all over your face, assorted blood dripping down your clothes at this point, and just kind of start talking right now.
We met a man named Rictavio in Volaki. We told him that we were hunting the devil. We told him we were hunting Strahd, and he said to come find him at Van Richten's tower. Rictavio.
If we thought we were worthy.
If once we thought we were worthy.
What do you know of this man?
Had a monkey. That was pretty cool.
He had a monkey. He seemed magic.
Talented in the art of disguise.
Had a cool hat.
What race was he?
Half elf, wasn't
Half
he?
elf when we saw him, but we had evidence that he'd be able to change his face and his form.
So you are more powerful than you look.
Thank you.
Rictavio is a guise. Rictavio, also known as Rudolf van Richten, Van Richten's Tower, is a legendary vampire hunter. He had made his way into these lands, attempting to find this devil Strahd. Bring home a trophy, the ultimate prize. Once upon a time, I was his student. He was my mentor. I did not have the best departure from him, and sought to snake his prize. I failed, and she opens up her cloak, and you can see that she is bloodied. Sword gashes, long claw marks, and you actually look down and you can see that along her legs she's wearing a pair of leather pants, and one of her legs, from just above where the knee would be down, is a mechanical piece that she has some kind of an amputated leg with a piece attached to it.
Strong brotherhood.
Can we have healers in our party?
My name's Leaf. If don't mind, there's some of us I can help.
I'm a doctor from another land. I can also take a look at your wounds.
Do a bit of healing. I've got a bit of time right now.
Whatever you can do, I would appreciate it.
Can I do an insight check real quick?
Go for it. What are you insight checking?
Sorry, forgot that I need to, just whether what she's saying about Rictavio is truthful.
Okay, so she's lying. Okay, so go ahead and roll.
That is some random bullshit about this guy.
So that was that's a 19.
19, okay. She seems pretty truthful. For some people who just blew up her wagon, she let you inside what she knew was a locked tower.
All of us.
At that game.
So who all needs...
Well, we're inside an anti-magic field right now.
You are correct.
Ah,
Yeah.
fuck. Good point.
But I can try and do some medicine stuff on her, close up some.
Yeah, I was gonna say...
Can you assist?
Yeah, I can do that as
So
well.
I can assist as well.
So for medicine things without magical means, there is no medicinal healing that can instantly heal any amount of hit points. It is all done over a period of time. The best you can do is if there's an unconscious character and you have a healer's kit, you can stabilize somebody.
Wait a sec. Could
Stop
we
them from bleeding out.
pop her upstairs? Can magic go upstairs?
Would she know?
The whole tower was under a...
The entire tower is under the effect. There is nothing that you can do within this tower.
So
Okay, never mind. I'm not as useful as I thought.
our wagon is still outside along with our horses. Are they going to be safe out there?
And she kind of turns around and looks at the door. I would expect that you would be traveling on foot from this point unless you want to bring the fight to them. And at that point you begin hearing the howling getting louder as the creatures apparently are making their way down.
What's
Run outside
coming?
and grab some fucking...
That always makes sense.
There is a den of werewolves on the far side of the lake. They sometimes come around here. Never much trouble for me because I can hide inside the tower. But if an alpha is with them, which I would have to imagine that explosion, did you trigger the trap around the tower? Tell me now, did you trigger it?
The electricity trap.
Yes.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
They would be attracted to this, assuming some weakened foes, which clearly you are. Do any of you have any combat ability from range?
I'm gonna drink my greater
Yeah.
potion, pretending like I'm
No,
listening.
it's not. Don't waste
no.
it.
What do you mean?
Less.
Fine.
Less.
So you look.
Remember, they're clear.
You look to get their potion,
Yeah.
and you look at it, and are used to seeing how
Just
light.
Oh, right.
It's
like
just
water.
clear liquid, and you instinctively.
Less. Don't waste
I'm good shot with a bow. Allura is also...
You will come with me. There are arrow slits, second floor. We can stay up there, and we will be able to shoot them. At
Excellent.
least try to weaken them a little, but eventually they may be able to get inside the tower.
Wait,
Do they know the?
They do not know the code, but the scaffolding around the side, unless we destroy that, but then they will simply stay outside, out of our range, waiting for us to leave.
I
The
have
best we
plenty
can
of
do at this
arrows.
point is perhaps leave some kind of a watch, destroy this scaffolding, and get you all back to the point where you can fight, and we must fight our way through. There is no alternative.
How many of them are there?
We will have to go. And she instinctively jumps onto the center
I
piece
follow
and goes
her.
up. And immediately goes to the second floor and hops
Hey,
off.
Jordy, is Second Wind a magical thing, or is it...
Second wind is your natural ability. I don't believe it's magical.
Fuck, yeah.
So I can
Hit
use
some-
that, right?
You would be
Yeah,
able
hit
to use
some-
that.
Hit a short
if you
rest and
Cool.
get some healing dice.
Yeah, I
right?
can hit a short rest.
Yeah.
Can we bring the
Sorry.
horse inside?
Sorry.
No.
Like the smaller horse that's on our cart?
The horse, the door is a standard single apartment door. There's not
Oh
much.
wait, I
room.
did bring cinnamon. So cinnamon outside.
Cinnamon
send-
is
Yeah,
outside.
cinnamon.
As soon as we get to the second floor, I'll send the platform back down for Allura so she can come up as well.
I just remembered I also have a heavy crossbow. Would that be of use for those slots?
Anything we can do.
The arrows, they are able to
Okay,
have
that one.
any amount of arrows or bolts fired through them. I believe there are 3 on the front side of the tower. So we must go up now. And she immediately gets up onto the second floor. You two have popped
Yeah,
off.
we went up
Mhm.
and then
Yeah,
and
he's
then you
popping
pass
up
it down
next.
to those two. So you two looking out, drawing your arrows, you can see that at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
7.
Yeah.
3, 4.
Okay.
1.
Okay.
And in the back.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Big Daddy.
Extra big.
When they
Fire.
are rapidly making their way at full sprint,
hanging out
full, on all fours, all
We should crack that
wolves at the moment,
scaffolding though.
making their way through. But there is one that seems to be hanging back at a slower pace, but each step is the pace of double of one of the smaller ones.
I'm going to use my Second Wind.
Go for it. So 1d10 plus your fighter life.
6 plus 5.
Alright, so you heal 11.
Can we... Where's the scaffolding again? It's around back?
Scaffolding is around the side there. It's the one open side that's other side. Your right.
No.
Yeah, there you go. That's where all the scaffolding is. It's around the outside.
Okay, and that leads up to the second or third floor?
That leads up to the second floor.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, to the third floor.
Okay.
The third floor is where the giant
Hole.
gash in the building is.
Okay.
And you can look out the arrow slits along the ground floor that are on the sides of the building. You'll see the scaffolding. On the second floor, you're able to see it.
So where is the hole?
The hole is third floor.
No, but what side?
That side.
This
Where the
side?
side of the scaffolding
Okay,
is. You
so
can mark that
let's... I'm gonna turn to Les and Leaf and say, let's get up to the third floor and break that scaffold.
So you're not taking a short rest?
We
Well, I
can do
should
that
probably
after.
take a short rest, but I'm not going to be of much use in this combat anyway.
Okay, so you can't do anything though if you're taking a short rest. So then we've
But-
just
Short
got.
rest
We
is
can do
you're
it-
literally
we can
sitting
do
there
that
just
after.
tending to your wounds
Yeah, but for an hour, and like they're already attacking.
Yeah, we can do that after.
And
Okay.
like Les
Okay.
has an actual ability to heal, none of us do.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Okay.
So we might as well do what we can.
So the one issue though is that the third floor there is no floorboards. There's nothing to stand on to get there.
You just gotta jump.
Pretty much.
Ooh.
It's about a 10-foot sideways jump just to get out there.
I'll get a-
Sorry, how far?
10,
I think I
10
have
feet
a-
from the from the center rising elevator platform to get to the edge where the stone is. And based
Is
on
there
what
any
you saw,
Sounds
beams
like
or
you're
anything?
no, all the beams are destroyed.
Okay.
It's just the little nubs that you would barely be able to jump onto.
I got a climber's kit, so I can
finally here.
like.
You would be able to throw a hook up there.
Oh, I have a
and
rope
be
as
able to
well.
put that on.
I have
Okay.
a rope too.
This
So-
point, so all
I have a climber's kit as well, Laura. And iron spikes if it helps.
Okay, so we're popping up to the third floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
All
the
right.
thing.
Yeah. Let me know when we're in this, because I will. If you said 10 feet.
So at this point, all of you, as you're trying to figure out what you should do, the woman pull out a short bow from her back and just instinctively draw and fire a bolt or fire a shot.
So I'm
It's gonna be that's actually gonna hit. So that's
there's-
first.
I'll be on the third level up here.
Yep.
On this side.
Okay. Oh, here. That's why I have these.
Plinka plinkin.
Where did they go? There we go. Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I guess I'm going up there too because I have.
There you go.
Maybe you can
Yeah,
talk.
Yeah, if
Is
you
there
come
abilities?
help us,
I also
we
have,
have an idea.
my
Yeah.
couple as well, if that helps.
Oh, flip it the other way, and so you can fit your mini right in the top.
Oh,
nice.
sweet. That's handy.
So I'm third level. Who else is third level?
If you want to be on the second level, you can just use the top of it
Here,
instead.
I'll
Use the
just
black
do
bit.
Third
Or that
level.
works.
Yeah, I'm on the third level.
I'm on the second level.
So
Yeah, I'm on second.
So first off, who's the first person going to third level? You said it first.
Yeah.
So you're going to jump from the center over to one of the side beams.
I was on the second level, so I was gonna.
You were going to
hike
climb up. Okay.
Yeah.
So go and make an athletics check for me. Because you're trying to hook right onto the opening.
No. Athletics?
Athletics,
Yeah, that'll be a 3.
3. You throw it and just try and find a way to get it to hook on there, but it just keeps sliding off. You seem to be going too far through, and it's just pulling back over into the
Cool.
center.
I'm just gonna
Can't
go
seem to get that.
straight, stay on the second level then, and go straight to the window and take a shot.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack. Which are you attacking against? You got a lot of choices.
Look, if Game of Thrones has taught us anything, there's only one important character in any fight.
That's right. And he will always survive.
D&D has taught you anything, it's not that.
Each one of these squares is 10 feet, right?
Each square is 5 feet.
5 feet. Oh, really? Okay.
I'm gonna the first one that's closest to us.
70. I'm attacking as well once Alura's done.
This is
It's like 200 or something. Like you'll be.
second time this is rolled a 4. So that'll be a 10.
10. I don't believe a 10 hits. Let me just double check.
You are not starting off very well, are you?
No. I get a second
10,
shot.
10 does not hit.
Leaf and I are gonna go up and push the scaffolding.
I'll use a bonus attack
And
to
if you come with us, we'll have extra strength. As I am very frail.
attack again.
I am but a wee boy.
I'll throw it.
That's 3 4s in a row.
Switch the D. Oh, you did switch the D.
I did.
D4.
Switch the
Both in jail.
Yikes. Alrighty. Well, that was quick.
Everyone-
So you firing the shots out, the woman firing one out and hitting one of the creatures. She hits.
What
And
about?
also me.
What's your
Yeah,
name?
like we're also.
Yep. Well, there's 3 arrow slits, so 3 people can be manning the slits
Oh,
at a time.
okay.
So she's got one, Allura's got another, so you two pick who's got the third one.
It might as well be me because I've got
Yeah.
3 attacks to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have 150 feet of accuracy with my longbow, so I'm gonna aim for Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Big Daddy.
Put some holes in daddy.
Gonna put my sharp points right in that big furry daddy. Okay.
Whoa.
Did I curse it?
So that's gonna be 18.
I had a
hit.
fantasy one, and somebody wrote it.
18?
Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
18 will hit.
It was very funny. You
Okay.
had to roll a d20 to decide what happened.
And so just making sure I have it correct. Okay. Yes. Okay. 1d8 plus 4. Come on, baby. 7.
7 points.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'm going to. I have 3 attacks on my first round, so I'm
I'm
gonna
all waiting
go
for
again.
doing that
Yeah.
dumb thing where they just pile into a wall.
I hope so.
Oh,
World War
I
Z.
had wrote the thing on it. Oh, well.
No.
16. To hit.
16 against the big guy. Does
Yeah.
hit. Go and roll damage.
Nice.
So sorry, how much was the damage on the first shot?
7. No, it was 3 plus 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. That's gonna be 12 damage.
Dang.
Alright, so a total of 19.
And I get 1 more attack.
Yep.
Fuck you, Daddy. That was cocked.
Yeah.
Fuck you, daddy. That was cocked. Name your sex tape. Huh?
That's a good name for a sex tape.
Back into character. Okay.
You got this. You got this.
I'm sexually aroused by the werewolf leader himself.
He had 3 long
Fuck you,
shafts.
wolves. Okay. That's
not
gonna
a
be
tail.
15
15?
to hit. Yeah.
15 does it.
Sweet. That's gonna be 10.
10. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Dang.
So 3 heavy shots as you can see that the woman in red, she's pulling out her short bow and is just doing 1 shot at a time, very slowly impacting against the ones who are leading the way. Ones who are leading the way that are looking a little more yoked, for lack of a better term, than the standard wolves.
What does yoked mean?
Jack.
Yoked? Jack.
Gronked.
Okay, I get.
Drunk.
Buff
I get.
season.
Shredded.
I get jacked. I don't get yoked.
Yeah,
Now I understand.
yoked. 'Cause they've
Learning
had all
slang,
those yolks.
everyone.
They've had all those egg yolks.
Oh,
that makes
is that what
sense.
it is?
like Terry
Yeah.
from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
I get it.
He's
Or
okay.
Gaston.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
So, your 2 shots miss, your 3 shots all hit. The woman in red, her shot hits, and at this point you can see that they've all skidded to a halt where they are, and are beginning to kind of take defensive stances. Some of them ducking behind the wreckage from her caravan with little bits are left. A lot of them ducking around the side, kind of hiding as best they can behind your caravan. The Big Daddy, though, is just staying there. Not
I like the name is now canon. Big Daddy.
he's just staying at the back, and you can see just the snarl as you begin to see that.
How are our horses reacting? Sorry.
Wait. As you begin to see the snout and the upper body stay the same, but the lower half begin to transition into humanoid legs, and eventually stands up onto 2 legs with full wolf jaw, arms out, long extended claws, but bipedal at this point, looking incredibly humanoid, and standing up and adopting a defensive stance, standing out there.
My Japanese animals.
So, with this, you
Yeah.
2, you
We're
rode the
going.
elevator up.
Yeah.
You leapt off to the side.
Before
We have-
the jump.
I pull out, if you said 10 feet, I'd pull out my 10-foot pole.
And we're gonna try and push the scaffolding over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get you guys. Go ahead and both of you to make a strength check.
Oh boy.
Aren't I
This is
doing
not-
it?
No, it's Les is with us.
Oh,
I went with
well,
them.
it's 2 people on the
Oh,
center at a time.
Then it's Les, not me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So you 2
Also,
guys.
while they're all
I'm a
doing
wimp.
this, I still have ringing in my ears, and I'm just going, and they're like, come here.
Mop.
I didn't hear anything about the vampire hunter, or I don't know nothing that's going on.
Yep.
That adds up.
I'm just being led by everyone to do stuff.
I mean,
Alrighty. Strength check.
I'm like, I like to push things over. Yeah.
I got a 7.
A 7. Alrighty.
fuck.
17.
17.
wins.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm fumbling up there. Bless, I need help.
I will have
It's
faster.
you saw from before, looking around the side, and hope you especially going around the side. It's not exactly sturdy, right? At the best of times, it would
Yeah.
maybe hold a person trying to climber up there very slowly. So between the 2 of you, I believe you're like trying to find a bit of a hold, and Les just steadies it a little bit,
Yeah.
used to that kind of a length of a weapon, and then getting it to the point of just hitting one of the crossbeams and just, and you can hear the snapping and cracking of the wood as it detaches and completely falls to the side and splash into the water along the side of the tower. It looks like the scaffolding has been effectively removed, at least from hitting the 3rd floor at this point.
What else are we pushing over? There are more things to push over.
You just hear. We'll jump back to you 3.
My
throwing
10-foot
fires.
pole. I knew that would come in handy.
So by this point,
So I've
these
not been
ones
able
have
to
all gone
fire
around the
a
side.
hole.
No,
One
because
of our
there's only
insane
3 arrow
schemes
slits.
Yay, finally.
So they have hunkered
And we
down
can't,
behind
like,
the
take
wreckage
the
here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Well, they
Well, it's
can.
6
He's just
seconds,
can't get
so
there to the building.
like
That's
we're
what pushes
we're
it.
shooting
Oh.
6 seconds shooting, so it's like a turn.
Yeah, it's
like a
the
round of
aim
battle.
shot, and
Doesn't it
especially
just, like,
through an
climb
arrow
up
slit, the amount of
here?
time that it takes to get up there and do everything, it's a little bit tough for everyone.
We'd
to be able
get
to do
less
that.
shots off if we were switching out.
Which one of you is better with a bow or with a crossbow?
And you can see that she just kind
I've
of
got
instinctively looks at her short bow
so-
and then looks at a heavy crossbow and goes, and just gestures towards the slit and takes a step back. So it'll be you 3 taking shots this time. So you'll get your 2 attacks, you'll get 1 attack, and you'll get 2. And what are you attacking?
I'm attacking.
These are all these squares are 5 feet each, so it all
correct.
depends on your range.
Yeah, pretty much everything is within range for bows. Because I think even a short
Longbows
bow's got-
are. Yeah.
30.
Demo.
Oh, it's 30-foot accurate? So you'd be able to hit just.
Or did you use
Oh,
one
but
last
if I don't have disadvantage at ranged.
You mean inaccurate?
Yeah.
Is it only 30 feet for a short bow?
time?
It's a hand cross.
It's 30 feet for a hand cross,
Oh,
120
right.
for a.
Correct. Yeah, sorry. Forgot you're using hand
This
crossbow.
cowboy knows his best.
So yeah, so for you, all of your shots would be at disadvantage.
No, because I've got.
Crossbow expert means that if someone is right next to you, you don't take disadvantage for that shot. It doesn't give you the other one. The other feat is sharpshooter, which is that you always get the maximum.
Okay,
range.
well, can I use my light cross instead?
Sure.
like
if you want,
switch
yeah, you can
out.
switch them out.
But then I wouldn't get.
Correct. You'd only get the 1 shot.
Okay. Well, I Should I do 2 shots or just one?
And am I?
I mean, all depends on
You've got oil.
So
with you.
it'll.
I would probably still have my hand crossed and just use that.
Okay, go and make attacks.
My first shot was a 19.
But the lamp is fine.
And disadvantage.
Just fine.
Plus. That was gonna be an 7.
7 misses.
8.
8 misses. You can see at this point that the creatures outside are beginning to get fairly live. They're jumping from side to side, able to dodge some of the shots that are coming through. Go make your second attack.
It'll be 16 plus 6.
At disadvantage.
That is at disadvantage.
Okay, so 22.
Wow.
22 will hit.
I feel like we should have team names within our team name. Like different formations have like different names, like in comics.
Well, there's the
And
ace
sorry,
bar
can you point to the one that you were shooting?
on the danger duck.
Same one that I was shooting.
It's duck
for.
season and rabbit season.
8
Was he
points.
slamming cows or something?
Alrighty.
Slam Tasmania.
Alright.
Get your one shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna aim at Big
Shot.
Daddy.
Okay, go for it.
Ooh.
And it's proficiency plus initiative.
Also at disadvantage.
Also at disadvantage?
Correct.
Really?
Correct.
Why?
Because
He's
I
out of
say
your.
so. Nope.
No?
Because I say so. It is at disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh shit.
The first one was.
My
Troy, why would you do
God.
this?
That was a natural 20 if anyone didn't know.
Yeah. My first roll was a 3 though, so that makes it 8.
8 misses. You can see that the creature is in its humanoid form, standing on its hind legs. You
He is
aim your
God.
shot as best you can. It's a very narrow slit, and you're trying to find the right point. And you think you've got it. You pull back, and you feel the bolt release, and it's going right on target. And at the last second, you just see it step out of the way as it impacts against the ground right behind it.
Fucking
You get 2 shots.
Okay. I'm also aiming at Big Daddy.
Okay.
Big furry daddy. Here we go.
Also a disadvantage.
Fuck.
Big
Really? Okay.
If hours. Let's get it.
11 is the low
11
one.
is going to miss. Same thing as what happened with Hope. You aim your shot. You being more of a trained marksman, this is what you're used to. You find the target, release, and exactly the same thing, dodging to the other side. The arrow just passes right by, impacting against the ground.
So we're
No
gonna try
effect.
this?
Okay, trying at him
Try it,
again.
Yeah.
Go for it at disadvantage.
It's fine.
No, no, no,
12. Oh, sorry, 13.
13 also misses. Creature at this point essentially jumping out of the way of every shot that's coming in, and you can see this like big snarling smile almost crossing across the face as it begins to approach.
Jordy, I have a thing I'd like to try.
40, 60, 80, 100, 120, right up to the edge.
Jeez.
Everyone yell,
Well,
"Eat
fuck.
shit."
So,
And you can see as well that it very slowly begins to start making the movements.
Oh no!
Ooh. Oh, what the fuck? Let's get it.
In the humanoid form, has the ability of wind control.
Put his arms away.
Can someone make a gif of a werewolf just like doing Vogue movements? Would be so great.
Voguing werewolf.
Yeah.
so Jordy,
Yes.
I would like, first off, I'd like to pop up to the second floor where it's safe.
Okay.
Secondly,
Yeah.
I would like to pop Rick up,
Mhm.
give him the oil that I'm carrying,
Okay.
fly him out over this segment, and have him drop oil on the werewolves.
Okay. That works.
Good. Can I follow that up? Or do I have another
Yeah, we'll say. Well, that'll be your turn. Basically,
Okay.
will be to do that.
Okay.
Rick will begin to do that, and he acts on your turn, so he'll be start doing that on your next turn.
very good.
At this point, I'm going to go ahead and get everybody to roll initiative.
Hey.
He doesn't rely on magic. 'Cause,
I rolled a natural 1.
Natural 20. Natural 20.
Not 19.
Oh, yeah. I love my new dice. I love my new dice.
it's well,
Yeah.
it's,
No, but it's magic.
it's
It's not
still
going to do
magic.
anything.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn it. Damn you guys. This.
Might have to go down there and punch the fuck.
Yeah, Les, this one's on you, buddy. I'm staying hidden on the second floor.
Everyone give me your all your healing things.
You
We
might as well
don't
go up to the
have
fourth
any.
floor.
Well, damn it, I'm gonna die.
Oh yeah, pop up to the fourth
Yeah.
floor.
Because the second floor doesn't have anywhere to stand really.
I've
No, the
seen-
The second floor does. The
Well, it only
second
has
floor.
the edge.
think this
Like
must
it's
be
a
still
I'm
unstable.
not much help.
You
I have
can pump
16
through it.
hit points. Like, I'm gonna go down
Yeah, I hope you can fuck that
so
guy up.
fast. if
Yeah, I got my
I don't
long
have
sword.
good health.
Go.
So
gonna-
he's
I'll
begun
come.
making the movements, but it's going to be a full turn of doing that just to be able to make it inside the door.
Can you hit
So,
him with the oil? Or is he
Are you
the
able
guy
to
that
tell
we
us
can
if
hit
it's
with
still
oil?
at advantage when he's standing right downstairs?
Not currently.
Actually, I could do that.
Can we barricade the door? Just
Yeah,
make it
somebody
tougher for him
barri-
to
like,
get
somebody-
into it? Like, save us a couple turns?
Because the door still has to open.
Who about to be the whole
Did
door?
the door?
Because I guess
Do
that's
we
me.
remember if it
Oh,
opens
no,
inwards or
no.
outwards?
It opens inwards.
So there's barrels and stuff
Yeah,
downstairs.
let's barricade the door. Those who are
There's
downstairs.
the crates.
Is anyone
Right
downstairs?
The square crates.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Who's downstairs?
There's also
I'm-
a suit of armor that you could.
that's on the 4th floor.
I know. I'm just saying.
Alrighty, so 25 to 20 initiatives.
Oh,
So 20. what's the
20.
total?
Oh, sorry, 21.
20?
21.
Okay.
21.
Alrighty. So
Whoa.
less.
Well, that's plus initiative, isn't it? On my
Yeah,
roll?
yeah.
And not proficiency.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you rolled a 19?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Doc, 15 to 20.
Sorry, cowboys.
It's alright.
Oh,
Stumbled my way
So
down.
I hate that I used my action
Okay,
surge.
10 to 15.
14.
14.
10.
I'm hidden on a
Sorry,
floor,
sorry.
so I'm okay.
Hey, she did pretty well.
Carmen San Diego.
Yeah, she's on an 18.
Esmeralda.
So she. Okay. She actually ties initiative order for the big guy.
Mm.
So you, as a group, will be able to decide when she acts. Whenever that turn comes around. This is one of the rules that's special, is that you decide ties in the initiative order, even when it's opposing NPCs.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
So Alpha Big and.
Also, guys, I could click the rod and put it in the handle.
I think it's
Yeah.
also, but it's also magical, isn't it?
You could if there was no anti-magic field in place.
It's a day of ash.
You click the rod and just.
You guys are obsessed with this stupid rod.
It's a good rod.
It's a cool rod. It's really gonna get us.
I love a good rod.
Rod,
Yes.
Todd,
What
this
the
is
hell?
If
God.
we've learned anything, rods and poles are
Wait, hold
great.
on.
in us.
Yeah,
Is
it
there
doesn't-
like a thing on the back of the door?
What was your
I was 10.
10.
Because that rod would still hold it.
And
No,
Allura,
but
you were
it's
what?
not
4?
movable.
Magical.
Allura,
Well,
you
yeah,
were-
it'll still hold.
Allura,
It's just a foot.
initiative 4.
I can put a 10-foot pole down.
No,
Yeah,
initiative
but it's wood.
6.
6.
Oh, it's iron.
6.
I have
Oh
Plus
yeah,
5.
you get your. Wait, why do you get plus 5?
my initiative is plus 3,
Yeah.
and then I have an optional plus 2. I don't know what from, but it's there.
Oh, great explanation.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just get it.
I don't
Is it
write
'cause
shit
of
down unless
roguiness?
it's for a reason. I am very diligent about my
Roguey
sheet.
things?
I think it's actually, in all honesty, it's a thing of
Swashbuckler?
Swashbuckler, but I
Swashbuckler, I
think it
think.
actually should be more because I'm pretty sure it's that you get to add your proficiency to your initiative.
I added
Oh.
proficiency to my initiative as well.
No, may give charisma bonus to initiative roll. So my
Correct.
charisma is still plus 2.
Correct. Okay. So would you like to do that?
Yeah, that's why I said.
Okay. Well, you're still at the bottom, but it still works.
That's why I have it in brackets
shit.
optional. It's still at the bottom.
I mean, I guess that could work if it was ever like, I want to go after this person.
Yeah.
Okay. Top of the round, we've
That's
got
why
Wes
I-
and Hope acting simultaneously. What are you two going to do? You're gonna go ahead and fight
I am still a bit surprised and don't really know what's happening, but everyone seems very afraid and scared, and that something's approaching. So I'm gonna go and try to just find things to barricade the door with: crates, boxes,
Okay.
bookshelves.
Alrighty, so
Suits
you being
of
on,
armor.
You being on the centerpiece, you would be able to slide down. Hope you're on the second floor, so it's between you two who acts first.
I'll let you act first.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so acting first. Alright, so Les, you jump down using your 30 feet of movement. Anything inside the tower we'll say is covered by your movement.
Okay.
So you're able to get somewhere, use your action to pick up one of the crates. Just go ahead and make a quick athletics check for me, try and move it. Just quite handy.
Ooh, that's 17 plus 6.
Yeah, that'll do it. So you lift up one of those crates and you jam it against the door and kind of prop it in place as best you can. And are you going to stay holding it, or are you going to let that do its thing?
I'm gonna hold it.
You're going to hold it. Alrighty, so that's going to be your full turn. Hope, what are you doing?
So are we still at
Hold the
a
door.
disadvantage right now?
You don't know.
I'm gonna take an aim at the big daddy from the slot that I'm
Okay.
at.
Because of the angle, there isn't actually a shot that you can take at the big
Okay.
guy. Because of the way the arrow slits are, he is so
So
vertical
below.
to where you are that there isn't a way to shoot at him specifically.
Cool. Yeah, and that's not going to work for throwing down a javelin or anything like that either. I think I would then, seeing that is going to be a thing, and my wand wouldn't work in this area.
You don't know?
I don't know if it would.
You've seen all magical effects fail.
Yeah, so yeah. I think I would go down to the ground floor to join Les.
Okay.
I would, like, make my movement to go down there, and...
So you can see Les is now holding one of the crates. It's about a 5-foot square cube, and he's just holding it as best he can right up against the door. There are 2 more crates that are inside there if you wanted to try and brace it in
Yeah,
another
I'd
way.
like to try and add another crate to
Sure,
the...
go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
I'm so
Ooh.
sorry.
Success.
That's what we think of Big Daddy.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. Trying to get a grip underneath the crate to lift it up, you're just not quite able to find anything. Unfortunately, that's your action and your movement use. You really only got a bonus action left.
And I don't really have much bonus action at all, so...
Alright, yeah, here, let's actually let's use just an upside down token. You can use that for the crate.
Okay.
Because it's pressed right up against the door. Unless you can make yourself where she was standing.
What did I miss?
Alrighty, Doc, you're up.
Cool. I am going to. I've got oil on these guys.
So at this point, Rick has now begun to make his way out.
Okay.
Between his fly speed and the action and pouring the oil onto them.
Yeah.
We'll say that happens on your turn, and then Rick would be flying above. You can use one of the.
Okay, so that is in the process of happening.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
That will happen at the end of your turn. It'll be done.
Okay, cool. Do I have anything else?
Yeah, with the amount of oil, he would be able to splash it onto, I'd say, 2 creatures. So pick 2.
You know what? If that's the case, I'm gonna have him splash them on Big Daddy.
Splash Big Guy? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Alright, so...
All
that
the
will
oil on
happen
Big
at the end
Daddy.
of your turn. Got it.
Oil them up.
Oil them up good.
Alrighty.
And I'm popped up on the second floor for now, so I'm all right. I can't really do anything else, I don't think.
You could light a fire.
Oh, I intend to.
That's the.
So you have your full turn because
Rick's doing
made
it.
him move on your previous one, so you've got action, movement, and bonus action, whatever you like.
Okay, but Big Daddy's not on fire yet.
Correct.
Okay,
Not on
cool.
fire yet.
Yeah.
But you have this turn.
He will be at the end of the turn.
No, I know, but does the doctor still have action this turn?
Yeah.
So you've still got your full turn.
Yeah.
If you...
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna take some time on the second floor
Okay.
to. I have tinder boxes.
Yeah.
I'm
All
just
you in
gonna-
your packs, you've got a tinderbox. And you've
Cool.
got torches as well.
Cool. I'm gonna light some torches up there
Okay.
and just hold them near the arrow slots for
Okay.
everyone.
Also, using your action, your bonus action, you can have 2 torches lit.
Done.
And be able to like put those on the ground or just be holding them up to you.
Yeah, I'll put them on the floor
Okay,
for
so there'll be
use.
a way to just kind of hold them up against the side of the stone tower so it doesn't light anything up.
Yeah.
And those will be sitting there waiting.
Okay.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Rick will dump the oil, and you'll just hear a
Okay, I gotta.
from outside as the creature begins to look up and sees the oil just kind of appearing out of nowhere.
Question: did that interrupt his dancey dance?
You don't know?
Okay.
All right, that is your turn. Next up is the woman and the big alpha. Who's going first?
Alpha.
I think the lady's going first.
Yeah.
Lady's going first. Okay.
And she's
So
gonna.
What's your name?
She, seeing you hop out of the window, she's on the second floor. She's going to go and grab her short bow again, and instinctively just go ahead and take a shot at what she can see closest, which is going to be one of those 2.
One of
She is
these
going to be
guys?
shooting. Yeah, she's going to be shooting at.
This guy maybe? He's pretty close.
No, actually, yeah, she'll be shooting at that one. No, you know what? She's smart. She's actually going to be shooting. I know who she's shooting at, so I'm going to attack.
And
Is
you're
it-
not going to tell us.
I don't think she gets anyways.
We better find out.
Oh no, wait, she does actually. Oh no, she doesn't. It's a 13. I rolled a 12. Yeah. Actually, it's a disadvantage. Never mind. She rolled a 6. Okay, so no hit on her shot. You do see track the arrow that she seemed to be going for one of the ones that's further back
This one?
along this side.
This side.
Yeah. So one of the 2 that are on the back side, you're not quite sure which because she didn't hit, but she seemed to be ignoring the ones that are in front, the more jacked looking ones, and is going for what looked like potentially the weaker ones.
Can I, am I familiar with werewolves at all from being, my rangeriness? Would I know
when it
what's...
comes to your turn, you'll know.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm getting so excited.
No worries. So next up for the Alpha, the one who's in front of the building, he's going to use his action to complete the move sequence, and you can see that the end of his turn will be that he moves 5 feet forward, and he's going to try to press against the door, but doesn't have an action to open the door, so he's just 5 feet closer. Yeah, right up there. But he is, as part of that, going to take a free swipe against Cinnamon.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, does Cinnamon have a
Attack.
Cinnamon does if you can control them, but because it's a magical effect, you can't telepathically tell them what to do. If they get attacked, they instinctively act as they would, so they would then join combat. But currently, they're essentially acting as a horse would, which is being scared. So this is going to be an attack against Cinnamon. That's going to hit. That's 20.
Yeah, that's
20
definitely.
will hit. And that's going to go ahead and
Do you want Cinnamon to know something?
Yeah, I can't speak to
No,
that.
I know, but I can.
You sending?
No, I can just speak
okay,
with
so that's
animals.
going to be
So
12
Yeah,
points
can we
against
just
Cinnamon.
yell something at it?
Horse.
What?
It's still up.
I believe so.
That's hit points at the
Yeah,
top.
it's got
Yeah.
7, I think.
Yeah,
left.
7.
7
Yeah.
left? Okay.
Sorry.
Alright.
No, thank you.
So, yeah, Cinnamon's still being up, still conscious. But the swipe taken against, you can hear the
Oh
of the horse as it kind of instinctively rears back. I'll just get you to go ahead and make an attack for Cinnamon at this point. So one of the hoof attacks.
Yeah, so I've only got trampling charge on here.
Nope, at the bottom.
Oh, hoof.
no! Hooves.
Hooves.
Yeah, so go ahead and just make an attack with that.
Alright, and I've got to
Cinnamon
roll
kills
to
the
see if it'll hit, obviously, first.
Nee.
Clunk.
That is a 16
It
plus...
says to hit at the
22.
bottom.
22. Right there. Yeah, it's the plus 6.
Yeah, 22.
22. 22 will hit. Go ahead and roll it in.
Jack horse.
Cinnamon. Cinnamon.
Cinnamon beats the
Horses
shit out
are
of Big
no
Daddy.
yoke.
That is plus 4. That is a 14 hit.
Wow.
14 points of damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cinnamon's the VIP of this session.
Blows the
So you can see the one heavy swipe of this giant arm clawing against Cinnamon, and just these raking claw marks right at the front, instinctively rearing back and double hoof to the face, just shunting the creature back a little bit, and the snarling maw just begins to drip a small amount of blood. But it is still there, unable to enter currently, but based on what you've seen, and it's pushing against the door, the triggering mechanism is no longer in place. So that's going to be its turn. Next up is the other alpha, which is this one here.
Ramble and...
It's going to go ahead and come up to the side. It's just going to go after Cinnamon.
Ugh.
After seeing that attack, it's
an
going to
asshole
go ahead and
move,
just make an attack
horse.
here. This will be at
No,
advantage.
Cinnamon, no.
That's going to be a 13 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That hits. Alright, so that's going to be... that's going to be another 8 points.
Then, yeah, it's
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon's down.
Alrighty. So with that, the swipe of the claw, and you can see that this one actually is kind of bringing both claws down, and instinctively the maw begins to open, as it also reverts into a humanoid leg style form, where it still has the claws and the giant wolf mouth, but appears to have something. So
Dirty
Cinnamon
fuck.
is removed completely because when they die, they vanish.
Yeah, until I can...
Correct, until you can cast the spell again. Alrighty, and so with that, the remainder of the movement is going to go ahead and move right up beside the building, just beside the other alpha. Perfect. Alrighty, that's going to be that turn. Next up is Alith. So, you said, would you know anything about lycanthropy? Go ahead and just make an intelligence check for me. Or actually, history check.
Okay.
Oh, this is so intense.
They're about the same anyway.
So
18.
Is the play?
18. So, what was it you were asking specifically?
So one, can I tell which ones are sort of either which ones are more vulnerable and which ones are integral to the pack dynamic? If there's one that you can take down, if the others will run away.
Okay.
And maybe I'd be looking to see what Carmen is doing as well.
Sure. So, given the amount of time that you've spent hunting, the ones at the back appear to be wolves. No difference. They are the standard lithe, less muscular versions. The ones in the front have a slightly different musculature to them, slightly elongated snouts, and you can kind of pick up the differences between what you know as definitely wolves and maybe something else. So the difference in tokens matters to you. The 6 are standard wolves. The other ones appear to be the other type. As for the pack dynamic, the alphas decide what happens. The one who is at the front was the one that was leading the charge in speed, and the one that was at the back is the one leading the charge in strength. So those are the 2 that are right up against the tower base at the moment. Both of them that have reverted into the hybrid form.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Carmen was shooting at these ones, the actual wolves.
Correct.
I wonder why. But I guess I can't insight check that without using my turn up on that. Okay.
Correct.
Are the 2 alphas? Can I hit either of them from where I am?
Can't.
They're both
It's
out of
too
range.
much of a harsh angle. They appear
Okay.
to have some kind of intelligence, knowing that they can't be shot from that angle.
That's
There's
fine.
never mind.
Okay. I'm gonna keep shooting. I'm gonna shoot
Go for it.
this one on the side here.
Okay.
Actually, is there anything that I know from that intelligence
Can
check
you,
about the difference?
Pop that down into your caravan on the right hand side.
Oh.
My right, beside where the wolves are. Upside down.
Is there anything that I know from that intelligence check about the difference in the 2 different kinds? Like I can see that there's different icons here. Is that relevant?
No, that's just
Okay.
the difference
So
in
these
how they
these
appear.
4 are all the same kind.
They're very similar looking. Some
Okay.
slightly larger than others, but they don't appear to be moving differently.
Unlike these 2, which are
Which
like
are moving
clearly different.
substantially
Okay.
differently. They appear to have much more of an intelligent background.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna fire a shot off against this one on the
Go
left.
for it. So you're going to be shooting at disadvantage.
Oh, is it because of the caravan?
Nope.
Oh, fuck,
We don't
okay.
know
Does
why.
Jordy say so?
Yeah,
We
Jordy
don't know
says
why
so.
right now.
Gotcha.
God speaks
He did Zumba.
in mysterious ways.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so 16 is my lowest.
16
Nice.
will hit, so go ahead and do that. So what you notice on a hit now is, just as you were shooting before, the creature was sidestepping. These ones have attempted to sidestep, and you kind of attribute that as, oh, I've done that before. They're dodging. The creatures have been taking the dodge action because they're not doing anything, making all their attacks be rolled at
I
disadvantage.
see.
Ah!
Because they were just standing there.
Alright.
Gotcha.
They were standing there, essentially just, target practice. They're making it a little harder.
12
12,
to hit.
12 points of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, so 12 points against that one.
And I'm going to fire again.
Yeah, go for it. Same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is this coughed or no? Can't
No.
tell. Okay, yeah. So that's going to be 15.
15
Hit.
also hits.
Do you have any gestures left? Thanks.
5.
5. Alrighty. Every point hit
Yeah.
counts.
No, there's
So
an
one
magic.
thing you will notice as your shots going into this creature, the arrows that you're drawing and the shots that you're taking appear to be impacting, but it appears to be shrugging off a good amount of the damage. You're not entirely sure why.
Okay.
I think we just gotta kill these 2.
Okay. So that is going to be that.
Well, you don't. It's a pretty nice plot of land, though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I could sell that.
Probably gets bad bugs, though.
Okay.
It's
So
got a big
that is
gate.
going to be your turn. Next up are the other 4 werewolves. They are going to be standing still at the moment, and just hunkering down as best they can, seemingly doing the same thing that they were before, making it tougher to hit them. Alrighty, that's going to be.
So, I want to give you a review of what's going on.
Next up is going to be Leaf. You're
Okay,
up.
so
What do you know?
is less on the bottom floor?
Les is on the bottom floor. Everybody is on the bottom floor except for Leaf and.
Okay, so I would have
Laura
rode
and
down
Doctor.
with him then.
Yeah, you
okay.
never actually jumped off the center platform. You were always just
Right, I
on
was just
that
holding on it.
holding the
All right, cool.
So yeah, so you can
So-
ride down easily enough.
Okay, and you guys are holding the door right now?
I'm not holding the door. I'm near the door.
You were
unfortunately.
near the door trying to. You can see that Hope was trying to lift up another box, but was unable to get it off of the ground, and then just kind of gave up a little and started looking around the room. but Les is distinctly holding in full body weight against that door as best he
I'm
can.
gonna do the same thing.
Okay, perfect. Alright, so you two are going to be holding against the door. Alrighty, that's going to be that. Next up, we come to
You're up against the door.
standard rolls. The ones here, they're going to crowd up a little. This one's going to duck completely behind the caravan. And these ones are going to go here, kind of lining up a little, trying to hide as best they can. Alright,
Cowards.
that's going to be their turn. Allura, bottom of the round.
Cool. I'm going to move over to the center
Yep,
thing?
center
The platform?
arrow slit.
I'm going to take out a handful of my ball bearings
Yeah.
and drop them on the head of...
Dang 'em.
It's Home Alone.
Sure is.
We need some paint
So,
cans.
a handful
need some,
or
we need some Hot
like
Wheels.
most.
A handful.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I don't know, like
It's your turn. I
200
just
ball
wanna-
bearings.
200.
Just a big fucking.
Like, yeah, like give me like, is it like a quarter of the sack? Is it like most of the sack?
So yeah, like a fifth
Like,
of the
because a
sack.
handful is like 20.
What? Aren't they like tiny?
No, ball bearings are.
Oh,
They're
okay.
big.
Well,
This is
okay. So like
fancy
a
ball bearings.
These
Yeah,
are
they're
big
about,
balls.
the
come on.
size of a D4.
a D4.
This gentleman.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'd like to do like 200.
Okay, so just about, we'll say 20% of your sack
Yeah.
of ball bearings.
Yes,
You
please.
dump them out. So you can hear the against the heads and you can snarling underneath that as they impact against the ground, and you can see them start to sink into the slightly wet, muddy ground out front.
Any of them slip in
There
the
wasn't
fun?
like a little.
Was
Yeah.
it like a welcome mat or something?
Yeah, I was thinking there was gonna be like a little like step that was like concrete and that would make them slip.
You could ask if there was
Whoa,
one.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey, do you have sure footing
No,
down
ask
there?
me, because you
Oh,
knew
okay.
going
So yeah,
inside.
was
There
there?
was not. It was straight from the edge of the muddy,
Okay.
mucky ground. So I'll let you retcon that one because you didn't know that. You just it's been a week, so you forgot.
Yeah, I was really
I could've
excited
sworn that
But you
about
have the
that.
two lit torches that are
Mhm.
beside you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he's got.
Aisle.
Yeah, I would have seen that.
It's
So I would grab one of those lit torches.
Yell
and
something
drop
funny.
That.
Go ahead and just make
Definitely leave one.
just make a general dexterity check for me. Just trying to drop it on the one who's got the open line.
Yeah.
That will be a 20.
Oh.
Home
And
Alone.
not a natural 20, but a 20.
A natural
That's
20 is
still
still a
good.
20.
We got Harry and Marge trying to break shit down.
20. Okay. I'll say for this improvised one, go and roll 2d6 fire damage.
Come on.
8.
8. Okay. 8 points of damage.
Go,
Is he on fire?
He is currently now on fire. So
Yeah.
he, as a creature that is a light, they either another creature or they need to use an action to put out the fact that they're on fire, or they're going to keep taking an additional d6 at the start of each of their turns. Okay. Alrighty. So that's going to be your action and part of your movement. Are you doing anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay. Alrighty. Top of the round, we come to Les and Hope.
Would
Who's
you
acting
like
first?
to go this time first?
Oh, you go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and grab another heavy crate
Okay.
of anything heavy and just put it on top of the other one.
You two could make a joint one if you wanted to do that for the second. You could go over and see that Hope was struggling a little with the first, and you could make a combined strength check if you wanted to try doing that.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, so me and
Yep. So both of you go and make an athletics check for me.
I'm just saying, moving out of the wave. Gonna go
Ooh,
box
not
game.
not 20.
Hey.
So
Go, so we're just one
that
handed.
means a 20 free for my
Twenty.
stride.
Alrighty.
16 plus 6.
16 plus 6. Okay.
Oh,
so
hang on, athletics.
athletics. Yeah.
Oh, that's a 26.
26. So you kind of seen Les come over and just be like, and knowing that you had a little bit of difficulty before, as he takes like 2 steps towards you, you're like, "Whoa!" and
I
you just
go-
start chunking it over by yourself.
And I'm gonna walk over and never mind.
I got this, Les.
Oh, Jesus, yes!
So you slide out of the way. We'll say that you just kind of toss it right over Leaf's
Yeah,
head.
just
a
like-
perfect
Whoa.
landing, right on the top, and you just hear a
Spike of adrenaline.
And they're definitely on the heavy side. They are, as you saw, mostly empty, full of straw and hay. But the fact that they're still wooden crates makes them pretty heavy.
Wait, strong.
So now you've got 2 crates stacked on top of each other. Everything of the front entrance is fully blockaded at this point.
Nice.
And you're pressing, slamming up against that.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So that'll be your 2 turns. Doctor.
Hey, so I'm gonna have Rick fly out with some more oil,
Okay.
and I want him to trail it to the other alpha,
Okay.
like from the one that's on fire.
Yeah.
I have like 5 flasks of oil.
Okay.
So
1 flask of oil would be about a 5-foot square.
Oh.
So it's it's 5 feet
Oh, yeah.
of oil, right? Like
Okay.
it's and a flask is not the largest thing.
yeah, well, I just wanted. My plan is that Big Daddy's a light.
Big Daddy's a light. There is one right next to it.
Yeah, no, I want Rick to trail the oil over to the next
Over
one
to
so
the
it
next
Like
catches.
he oils and a light.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Right?
we'll say that
Yeah.
your turn and Rick combined will
Yep.
be for you to do that. Prep the oil, give it to him, and have him fly out and be able to drop that.
Yeah.
Go and just make a dex check for Rick.
Yeah.
He's trying to
Classic.
Yeah,
secure it with it.
Where is old Rick?
I can't remember a time without Rick.
Okay, that is an 18.
18. 18 will do it. So go ahead and roll 2d6 fire damage.
Yeah.
Here we go.
2d6.
That party, man.
8.
8. Alrighty.
8 fear 8 damage.
So
Fury, the DML.
as Rick flies back in,
Uh-oh.
the one thing that you see from him, and he instinctively drops low and tells you, "Fire's doing shit. Nothing else is doing anything."
Cool.
And he flies right back out again.
Okay. Can I communicate that to the others on my turn?
Yeah.
Shoot him with fire.
I'll do my best. I can't get those ones as they are right below.
What?
So, the general understanding that you got,
Mhm.
and it's now Esmeralda's turn as well. You now know her name.
What's your name?
She's just kind of noticing what all of you are doing, and she's kind of, "You must stop shooting them with your bows. It won't do anything. Silver weapons. Do you have any?
I have a short sword.
It's good enough. Stop wasting your arrows. Go for the ones at the distance. Hit the regular wolves." And she begins taking another shot and fires another one off at them. These are werewolves. Werewolves take no damage from standard weapons.
But wolves do.
Wolves do.
What about magical weapon?
Will
Six
the
regular
arrows
wolves.
hurt them if they're on fire? If the arrows are on fire?
The weapons, they are not silvered. They take nothing.
Okay.
Is this silver? I don't even know.
Her shot, she's in such a frenzy at the moment, seeing the fire alighting in front of the building. Fires a shot, doesn't impact against any of the wolves at this point either. She's looking a little, definitely hurt by her wounds, but with everything, she kind of, and then jumps off the side. You can see she grabs onto one of the chains and kind of slides down to the front and sees you two barricading that and goes, "This is good. This may hold them off." Alright. And then she just kind of waits there on the bottom of the chamber, so she's not on the second floor.
Is my trident silver?
No. It's
No.
not.
Okay.
Look, in the character art, it was at least gold.
Yeah.
Does anybody have silver weapons?
I don't.
I got a silver
nothing.
filling, but that's in my backstory.
Yeah.
I've got literally nothing.
Yeah.
My
I got,
my
guys,
proximity
I
is just-
got 20 silver, so.
So
Throw your
you've
silver
got
at
the
them.
large alpha, the one that's in front there. Go ahead and roll a d6 fire damage. As you drop the torch.
3.
Physical description was Esmeralda.
Okay, good to know.
I'm just gonna keep lighting fires.
Yeah.
So this
If you
one
have
just kind of
oil,
now
I can.
pressed up against the
I don't
door
wanna
and it's going to
straight
try and
shoot
shove. You three being the ones that are preventing that, I need all three of you to make just strength checks for me.
Yeah.
So did Rick say ain't doing shit?
Ain't
Fi-
doing shit.
Ain't
Fire's
doing
not
shit.
doing shit?
It's not.
Fire is doing stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
No,
is.
that's okay. So when he came in, what did he say? Fire.
Fire's doing damage.
He did a
Arrows ain't doing shit. They're just
Oh,
blowing
okay, I misheard that. Okay.
hey, last pucker up. Did you roll
up.
what?
16.
Shit. Okay.
God.
So 16,
Yeah.
8.
8,
8.
8.
We just
Oh,
got
that's
blown off.
2 16.
It's an 18. He begins to shove, and I'm giving a bonus of a +2 because you barricaded the door. So the door is beginning to move, but hasn't gived at the moment. You are seeming to be able to abate this
Okay.
creature, but it has used its action to try and force the door open, so it is staying on fire.
Okay.
Wait, in Wolf, I want to yell, "No one's home!"
You just kind of hear
Does anyone speak out? I can only fucking speak to them.
Question.
yeah.
Can I hold an attack for when the door is slightly open enough for me to stab it?
You can. That would involve you releasing
Right.
the barricade and holding an attack instead.
Okay. Just okay.
Alrighty, so that's going to be yours. Next up will be
I'm not gonna do it right now.
Esmeralda. She's on the second. Oh no, sorry, she's already went. Next up is the other alpha. The first one unable to make any headway. It's going to go ahead and slide out of the way.
It's on fire though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So at the start of its next turn, it'll still take damage.
Okay.
So the big one
Where
is
is it
moving?
sliding to? Here.
It's sliding one towards you. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. It's a large creature, so it takes up 4 squares.
Ah.
Yeah, there you go. So the other creature, it's going to go ahead and slide in, and it's got a little bit of a better grip. It's going to go ahead and do the same thing. I need all 3 of you to make a strength check for me to get it.
On Big Daddy.
Okay, I'm
So
doing
you're going to get a +2 bonus to your highest roll.
Oh my god, fucking
That-
roll of nothing.
So with the bonus, I got 14.
Four.
I
No,
got
wait.
6.
Don't forget to add up your whole strength
17.
plus 2.
So with the +2 bonus,
Including everything. 17.
okay, 17. That's a 20.
Ah!
So the door begins to move, and it's being now open to the point that the door is about halfway open. It's still not fully available to them, but it's definitely getting there. Alrighty, that's going to be
Should I roll
its
for
turn.
it being on fire, or is it the next turn?
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Roll for being on fire.
1d6, 2d6.
1d6.
So,
Hey.
2d6 at first and 1d6
Four
at
boxes on fire
Okay.
and kick them up and
Alright. Okay, good to know. So the door at this point, the creature has slid in front of the door and has begun forcing it open. You can see the musculature is really starting to get to it, but it is definitely taking damage from the fire. Alright, but it is a standstill at the moment. The door is not fully open as yet. Next up we come to Elite.
Where Big Daddy is now, can I now
Okay.
get it?
Should I just light the
Like, I feel like
boxes on
if I can
fire?
look sideways.
It's more so like you're shooting such a down angle. You can try. I'll
Because
say
I
that
feel like
you're
it's
shooting-
moved out a little bit too. I'm not sure if that's.
Like wait till it's like we know it's gonna
It's
like break next
it's
turn.
pressing itself against the
Probably gonna be
building.
next
It
round.
knows
I'm at
like
the end of the round,
what
that's what
the
But you can do it,
things
so-
are. You can tell that this
I don't have anything lighting on fire though.
animal-ish
Any,
has
you
been
have a
in this
tinderbox.
situation before and knows how to not get
Yeah,
shot.
everyone.
Okay.
Majority said that.
You could try to make an attack at disadvantage
I like
if
a
you wanted
cartoon.
to, but
You know what? What the hell? I'll try. But I'm going to, as I go to attack it, put my arrow in the torch that's still lit up here, so it catches on fire before I try and hit it with it. Will that make any difference?
it would, except that your arrow can't really light on fire. There's no oil or anything for it to light. You would just be lighting the shaft, in which case it would just
Put
shatter
out
on
one.
fire.
Okay. Well, I guess I would have to coordinate borrowing some of the doctor's oil with him on
Correct.
the turn.
Unless
Okay.
you have your own oil.
I
that
do
you could
actually.
pour.
I do have a flask of oil.
If you wanted to, I could say that you could pour the oil as a bonus action onto, we'll say, 3 arrows.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, so you've got 3 oil and arrows.
Okay, so I'll light the first one on fire and go for Big Daddy.
Okay, go for it.
Rolling at disadvantage.
Actually, it
build
won't
a
be a
new door.
disadvantage. It'll just
Yeah.
be a bonus to their AC. So
Or
just
build a barricade.
reroll and just.
I could.
single roll.
Okay, do you want me to use my higher roll from that, or do you want me to
No,
reroll?
just take a single roll.
Sorry,
Just roll 1 die.
roll 1 die. Okay.
But it was a good roll.
I mean, all my rolls are okay for this, except for that. That sucked. 13.
13 will miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
So the first one impacts against the ground. You can see that the fire is still on, and it's now just kind of pressing itself against the building. Would make your second
Okay.
attack.
Trying. Fuck yeah. Okay, so that's gonna be 26 to hit.
26 will hit. So for this, go ahead and roll 1d4 fire damage.
3.
3. Alrighty. So 3 points. Alrighty. So you can see at this point now the arrow definitely sticking into it as the fire kind of spreads even more, and it does appear to be skin bubbling, burning a little, but it kind of reaches up and
Yeah.
just rips the arrow out of it after taking that
That's
little
what I
fire
like to
damage.
see.
Alrighty. That's going to be your turn, unless you want to move anywhere.
No, I guess throwing my short sword down to somebody downstairs would have to be like an actual action.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope, then I'll stay where I am.
Alrighty. Next up, we come to regular werewolves. They can't do anything from where they're currently staying. They're just going to stay still. Leaf.
So the doors.
The door is currently open, and you can see that there is a snapping jaw that's starting to come through on the other side. You can try and
Yeah,
resist that.
yeah, can I make a push for that?
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Better.
18?
It's a 22.
Fuck!
Natural 20.
Fair enough.
So the door, you're unable to budge it. It doesn't open further in, but you're unable to try and reclose the door. So that'll be your action.
For a tiny bonus action, can I
Just a wee bit.
just like kick open one of the crates so they're full of straw?
Yeah, well, you knew from before when you
Yeah.
had a good amount of time in there that they were full of probably some kind of packing material, straw, hay, just very light pieces of wood.
Flammable stuff. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I kind of start breaking, like, you're just popping the top on one of those?
One of the ones beside the door, or the one spare that's not there?
I want to say one of the ones beside the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
If I can just kind of like. Yeah.
So sorry, beside as in blocking.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the one on top that you'd kind of be able to reach up, but like it's just open top.
Okay,
so
okay,
you'd be able
okay.
to start pulling stuff out.
Then in that case, I'd just leave it if it's
just
open
leave it.
top. Yeah.
Yeah, it's open
Okay,
top.
cool. That's
Okay.
it for me.
All right, that's gonna be your turn. Next up for the wolves, they're not gonna do anything. Allura, bottom of the round.
I'm gonna. I'll just. Because these guys, we can't shoot these guys.
These ones you can still catch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just take 2 shots at one of the further wolves. The one
Okay.
that looks the hurtest.
Sure. Yeah, there is
think I
one
hit
actually
him.
on this side, the one in the front that looks fairly hurt. It looks like the one. There was one that the woman hit previously. It's at disadvantage as well because of range.
Crit 1.
Okay, so first shot's a miss. Second attack.
I'm rolling shit today.
Has anyone rolled well today?
It's a 2.
I've done pretty
I
good.
think
So
okay.
it's better than a 1.
Yeah,
But I
so
haven't
that's
rolled
what, eight to hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Your shot's like trying to maneuver that hand
When it
crossbow
matters
for this
most.
tiny arrow slit, just unable to fire anything, and your bolts are just shattering
You're
against
freaking
the
out.
stone. They're not even making the
You don't want to hurt the
tower.
cute dogs.
So that's your action. You've got a bonus action, your movement left.
How I'm gonna like yell down like how fast are these 2 guys getting in here?
Fast.
And you can just hear the straining and the door itself just creaking under the pressure. And
Grunting and farting down there.
from the
Okay.
underside, you can hear that it's
Like,
definitely starting to make its way inside.
My
the tower.
shots won't do anything when they come in, so even if I place there,
Join the
I don't have anything. Okay, I'm just gonna stay here.
Okay, so you're just sitting on the second floor.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So that's going to be your turn. Top of the round, Les and Hope. So you two pressing up against this, you could try and make a strength check again to resist the creature if you wanted to.
There's 2 things we can do here. We can try and push it back, or we can light this motherfucker on fire and give it a hard time coming in.
Let's light it up.
Light it up? Yes.
Okay.
Tinderbox.
Tinderbox. Alright.
Yeah, yeet.
So lighting up. Alrighty.
Getting the fuck off the first floor.
Do you want to
Alrighty, so you two are backing away from the crates.
Gonna light the crates on fire and
You
just...
light the crates
Can we
on fire.
assume that I'm, or fair enough, I guess I'm just standing there.
Standing there at the moment. So, alright, so yeah, between the two of you, you pull out tinderboxes and you just and you manage to just toss it into the straw. It's going to take a little bit to catch. It's not an instant up in flames, but it'll get there pretty quick.
So that was my action.
Yep, that'll be your
And
action.
then to use... I can't use like my iron spikes or anything. That's also an action, right?
What do you mean?
Like if I wanted to take my iron spike and like jam into the ground right next to the box so it had some force so it couldn't be moved forward
That would
very
be,
much.
well, this is the thing is, if you wanted to do the
Yeah.
tinderbox and you wanted to do the spike,
You want-
you've got 2 actions and 2 sets
Yeah,
of movements.
how about this?
Yeah.
I'll do the spikes first, and then you can light on fire.
Yeah.
Because I have my carpenter's tool, so I might have a hammer that I can-
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and
getting
go ahead and just make a carpentry check for me. So it'll be your strength plus proficiency.
Damn it, unless you made a rocking horse.
13?
13. Okay. So this will add to the ability to prevent the door from being opened as you begin to light the crates on fire. Alrighty. So that's going to be the start of the turn. Alright. On from there, we're going to come to Doc.
Okay, question about oil flasks.
Yes.
Should I drop another one on this gentleman? Would that act kind of like a grenade and like pop on him?
It would do additional initial damage, but it wouldn't add to the recurring
That's okay.
damage.
Yeah, I will
Each
take...
flask
Yeah.
deals 2d6 fire damage.
Okay, I'll have Rick drop another one on
Okay.
Big Daddy.
So go ahead and roll a dex check for Rick.
Yeah. Let's get the good dice.
Wait, can we just douse our weapons in that?
I mean, we could.
Hi.
That's
That's what I did last round with my arrows.
17.
17 will do it. Go ahead and roll 2d6.
Oh, you've got fire resistance, right?
That's an 8.
8. Alrighty. Good to know. Alrighty. So with this, you can see the big guy is definitely starting to get a little on the hurt side. He's bubbling skin. There's a lot of fire on him at the moment. And you can see that there are some side glances a little bit, and the snarling begins to intensify a little. Alright, so that's going to be your turn.
That's what I got.
Next up, we're going to go to Esmeralda, and she just kind of looking at you and seeing you unable to hit anything, just kind of... And she tosses you a silver short sword. So you have a silver short sword at this point that you can begin to use.
What is the?
So it's a dex-based weapon. Deals 1d6 base damage plus your dex, but it deals silver damage. So
Do I have proficiency with a short sword?
you do as a rogue. Yeah.
So plus.
Short sword is something also because it's a finesse weapon. You get your sneak attack damage on it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Allure is
That's just
and
been
so to
tossed
hit-
at your feet.
So it's to
It's
hit.
just like your rapier. There's no difference, but except for the
Oh, so but minus the +1.
damage. Correct.
Okay.
So it'll be plus
So
6.
it's +6. Okay, so.
So you've now got a silver short sword and just kind of takes this. Is this what happens if I?
Okay.
I would imagine you would be better at this than I would. She begins to take her short bow and starts to take another shot.
Thank you.
And
I don't know what to do.
She's gonna hit. Hey. she-
Yeah.
Yes, Esmeralda.
Yeah, girl.
Fucking took her long enough.
Oh, not quite enough. Well, one of the wolves is badly hit.
Nice.
As she finally lands an arrow shot against one of them. Alrighty, that is going to be her
Performance
turn.
anxiety,
Next up
don't
is
worry.
the big alpha. He's going to use an action. He's going to put out the flames, but he's going to take a d6. If you roll that for the fire damage at the start of his turn.
It's gonna be a 6.
It's a 1.
Fuck.
It's 1. Alright, so 1 point of
Still
fire damage.
something.
Every point matters. Alrighty, so that's going to be his turn for his action. Doesn't have anything for movement. He's just going to go ahead and hide against the building as best he can. Alright, next up is the other one. This one is going to go ahead and try and shove that door open one more time.
Baby
We're
daddy.
about to find out.
Yep. You're still holding the door. Go and make a strength check for me.
Baby daddy and big daddy, is that what we're calling them?
19.
19. That will do it. So with this, you
I
just
want
kind
to
of
be like,
shut
"Whoa!"
Yeah.
And between the fire that's been lit on the top one, you kind of like taking a little bit of a step
Yeah,
back
yeah, yeah.
potentially, but then that iron spike that's been driven into the ground, you can see that the strength is beginning to wane a little with the amount of fire rolling in from the sides from on top of the back of this creature. Its strength is definitely starting to give out. It's unable to make any headway further inside.
We're
Alright.
strong as a team.
That's
Roll
gonna
for
be-
damage on that guy.
Yeah, roll for damage, 1d6.
5.
5, alrighty.
How's
Okay, good to know.
how's he looking?
Looking hurt, but
Okay.
still okay.
Good.
So that's going to be its turn. Next up, we'll go to Leaf.
Okay, I still have 1 oiled arrow,
One oiled arrow, correct.
so I'm gonna fire that at Big Daddy while it's on fire.
Go for it.
That's gonna be 18.
Yeah.
18 will not hit, unfortunately, because of his proximity to the side. He's got a bonus to his cover. He's got 3/4 cover, so his AC is higher.
Okay. I'm gonna fire a regular arrow at the wolves.
Okay.
Maybe the one that's already hurt.
Sure, go for it.
That's gonna be 24.
Hey, yeah, that'll do it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okie dokie. Eight.
Alrighty. And with that, the arrow that gets pulled back, you kind of have got this snapping, snarling wolf, and you embed it right in the back of its throat. Passes right through as it just kind of and then falls over to the side, now bleeding out. That's closer to the building wolf. Yep, that one can get pulled off.
Finally put this fucking puppy down.
Alright, so that's your second attack. Alrighty, do you have anything else you want to do?
So down below we have Allura. We
So
have
down below you have, Allura's on the second
I'm
floor
on the
still,
second floor,
but
that's-
she's
okay,
got a
perfect.
short
You're
sword
a
on
cool
the ground that you
rogue thing,
recognize
Devil
as a
Apologize.
short sword
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna
been
like.
tossed over by this woman.
yeah. Okay. With my bonus action, can I, if the doctor's willing to give it to me, can I grab another flask of oil from him to do
Where
some
would
of my
your
weapons?
flasks be? Would they be on your waist or in the bag of holding?
They'd be on my waist.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a
we'll say
potions man.
Sure, that you're able to
If that's
grab
okay
one.
with you,
Yeah,
doctor.
go for it.
Just
Okay,
got
yeah.
a bandolier of
So
oil.
you've got an extra
Free.
potion that you're holding, but you haven't poured it on anything yet. It's a push. It's in bonus action just to grab it from him.
Okay,
So it'll be bonus action on your turn to do it all.
gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's going to be that. Next up, we come to werewolves. They're not doing anything. Leaf. So you can see that now the fire, that the tinderbox that Hope lit, has started to engulf a little bit of that. You can see that the flames are beginning to lick up along the bottom of the wooden beams on the second floor at this point.
Oops. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Should I back?
The flames are taking up the beams now.
Yeah, they're burning. We're burning the people above us.
Burning another. Oh yeah, that's right. That's fine. I'm good.
It'll
I'm
take
fine.
a while to catch anyway.
Good.
I'm fine.
It's starting to catch all of the stuff inside. You can see that the flames are starting to just come along the top of the box. And the box is about 2 feet below that top part, so it's not immediate, but you can imagine that those people upstairs are going to get
My
pretty warm
feet
pretty
are
soon. So,
feet are warm.
Can I knock that down? No, we want to keep it.
No, I think
it's up to you. What do you do?
I'm fine.
I'm
What
not.
would Leaf do?
I'm at 5.
The doctor's on
I wanna
the
keep-
far side though.
Is
It's directly
the
underneath
platform
me.
that rises and lowers, is that made of wood or is it made of stone?
made
It's
of
metal.
wood.
It's metal.
Oh,
It's iron chains and an iron platform.
Just so I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to keep form basically.
Okay.
Like,
Just holding up against it as best
I want
you
to
can.
hold an action if he breaks through the.
So you don't want to try and push back to try and close the door?
No, I'll do that.
You do that? Okay, go and make a strength check for me.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Where is the level right now?
Where is the what?
Where is the platform?
The platform right now is ground floor.
Ground floor. Perfect. Okay.
That's at 21.
20.
20.
So,
Yeah, 19 plus 2.
I don't know.
So just
18
shoving
plus
back as hard as you possibly can, unable to make any headway, but definitely still holding it in place. That spike that was driven into the ground seems to be assisting, preventing the door from opening any further.
Ah.
All right, so bottom of the round,
Classic carpenter.
Laura. So you've got a silver short sword at your feet now.
I'm gonna pick up that,
getting hot up
and
there.
I'm going to do a running backflip from the second floor to the first floor.
A
Make
gainer.
make
3-point
an
landing.
acrobatics check for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to use that acrobatics check for a while.
Yeah.
Don't belly
Like
flop.
the fourth two I've read.
No!
So it's okay, but your acrobatics, you've got double proficiency.
Yeah,
right?
so it's an
All
11.
right, DC would be 10. You're only
Oh,
jumping
okay,
one
cool.
feet. You're only jumping one story, right? It's not
Yeah.
like you're trying to jump 4 stories off. But you kind of, like, you 3-point and then just kind of hop a little bit and then just land and go,
That was cool.
Land it.
Cool. No one was watching.
no one's
Awesome.
watching.
And then
So
I'm
you now
going
have the short sword
to
in your hand. It was a free action to grab that off the ground. And so now you can run over. You can see that the door is slightly open at this point. You can see that there are 2 hands, like clawed hands, that are pushing against that door trying to get it open. You do have an attack
Get those
opportunity against
fingers.
those if you want.
Okay, so I am going to. I mean, can I even get to the door though?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
kind of a
there's an empty
smoking
square that you
box
can
next
see
to
right
it.
beside.
I was picturing the door opening this way.
It is, but there should be an empty square that I can see right beside Leaf. Or Leaf.
Oh yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. All right, I will.
So
Get
you
his
do have the
fingers.
ability to attack at this point.
I will use my silver short sword.
Go ahead. So go ahead and make an attack.
Poke him in the finger.
Ow!
Cut those hands off.
Oh
That's
my
the
god,
big
you
throbbing red
guys!
You need to switch your
Stop
dice
using
up.
that die.
No, these are the die. Also, this one. Okay.
Stop
So it's gonna be 16.
16 will hit.
I've got 2-3 more here.
So you will get sneak attack on this. Plus it's a d6 for the short sword.
Use
So
the
it's
metal
gonna
one.
be
So it's 1d6 plus your sneak attack.
plus. How many do I get now? I get
I think it's
3.
Yeah, so 4d6
Oh.
plus your dex.
Here we go.
Oh, that was better.
There it is.
That was better.
Okay, so
When it mattered.
Finish them.
19 points
Plus your dex.
so 19, so 22, 25 points of damage. Plus my proficiency and my dex.
Not for damage.
Not for damage. Oh.
So it's just plus your dex. So it's 22. But even still, 22, you kind of reach out and just grabbing with this short sword and just fuck this and just slam it down. But instead of like kind of using it like a broadsword, like cutting through, you kind of put it beside and rake it across the sides of the tops of the arms, and you just hear a and the hands instinctively withdraw and the door closes.
Ah!
Shit, wolf.
Oh, no,
So
they
because
got
Leaf was
door.
pressing against the
Fuck
door,
no.
there was a pressure against that as soon as those hands were removed, the door slams closed.
Fiery boxes just tumble
So
down.
that was
on everyone.
22 points of damage. Nicely
Yeah.
done.
Dang.
Now the
Two-
door's
two
secured,
2
we might not
4s,
wanna
a
have it on
5, and a
fire.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Can I
Put up the fire.
bonus action put out the fire?
We'll say as a bonus action, you can pull out a flask and pour water on it. Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
You can do that. Yeah, it'll begin to.
Wait, it's an
build
oil
fire.
fire.
Close the door. We don't need the,
But it's
the Home
good
Alone.
thing it hasn't
Good thing
fully
it
caught.
isn't
It'll
an
probably
oil
need somebody
fire.
else to do that as well, but
Okay.
it's at least started the process of putting the fire out.
What is with you guys lighting shit on fire?
It
Still
seemed like a
doing it.
good idea at the time.
Alright, so that is going to be your turn. Nicely done. Top of the round, Less and Hope. You two, you just hear the coom as the door recloses and Leaf just pressing full body against this bottom crate.
Hold the door.
Just like
the
slips
door.
backwards a little and kind of thumps onto his bum as the door closes.
Do we
It's
hear
just
the charge of the electricity? Because we heard it before.
I know. I will come to that.
Okay.
He stands up. So,
I'm gonna grab another crate
Okay.
and just put it next to where the other one's on.
There isn't really a way to do that because of where Leaf is right now. You've got the two stacked on top of each other and he's blocking the entrance otherwise. You would be able to put one beside, but it won't do anything.
Right, because they're just right in
it's,
front of
it's
the
a
door.
5-foot
Okay.
door and they're 5-foot crates. They're blocked in.
Sorry to could he hold an action to do that so I can get out of the way and do that?
Sure, if you wanted to.
If that's something you want to do, sorry, just
Yeah. So you could your action would be to lift the crate up and put it there. We'll say that. As
But it's
part of-
already blocked. That you just said it wouldn't do anything, so there's no point.
It would be like to add a third crate. So you can imagine if there's a door and then two crates that are stacked on
If you
top
wanna
of each
do
other
that.
in front of it. Like you could put another one here, but
And it would just be.
it just adds a little bit more. But you don't know if that's much more effective than what you already have.
It still doesn't say. Oh.
What else is in the room on the bottom?
Nothing.
There's nothing there,
No, there's just the
So I don't
platform, the
wanna ask.
chains, and then the 4 clay golems.
and there's no windows or any slits on the bottom.
Not on the
floor.
ground floor. No. Sorry, there are slits, but not facing forward.
Can
They'll
we
face
turn
up to
those
the
down?
side.
Like, you ever fought before?
Okay.
And hold a chain.
You do now have you do actually have your spike in the ground. If you wanted to, you could pull that out and now put it up against the door a little closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do that.
All right. So you're gonna make a strength check for me for that one, or sorry, carpentry check. So strength. plus
Real
proficiency.
carpenter hours.
Ooh, that's not as good. 5-3.
So 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of driving it in, you're actually unable to make any purchase. It doesn't look like there's anywhere that you can really slam it in. So you're trying to find something, but it just kind of keeps popping out of the ground. All right. So that's gonna be your turn. Cool.
Seeing Les struggle with his iron spike, I take out one of my. Well, actually, I just see his struggle with it, and I'm like, all right, I can do this.
Okay. So go ahead and just make a strength check for me.
With the large cartoon hammer you have. Oh my god. Do you hit Les's finger?
7. So you just kind of like barreling less out of the way a little bit as the spike just pops out one more time. You just kind of grab it and just go like, oh, I can do this. And you take the spike and he's holding out the hammer for you to grab and you're like, nah. And you just bare fist spike into the ground and just kind of as nothing impacts.
And then I'm like, that was fine. That was fine.
And then the spike is now just laying sideways across the door, but Leaf is still holding
Y'all
it.
got the door, right?
Alright, so next up we come to Doc.
Cool. I got 1 oil flask left.
Yep.
I'm gonna drop it, or I'm gonna get Rick to drop it on the one that's still on fire.
Okay. Go for it. So go and make a dex check for Rick.
Yeah, that is a 16.
16 will do it. Go to roll 2d6.
Finally, my pyromania comes in
Yeah.
handy. Oh wow, that's an 11.
11. Alrighty. Okay, good to know. So that again, a small, almost detonation explosion as the fire begins to encompass. The creature is now almost engulfed in flame at this point, and you can see it's beginning to roll along the ground a little.
Drop and roll.
That's going to be your turn. Next up is going to be the big alpha. He right next to that, hearing the clang of the door, he's just going to and then make a diving leap away from the tower. He's going to run full pelt back this way, center of the bridge, all the way back, to right where the paper changes.
So he's
There you
in
go.
lane.
And he's now just kind of turned around and is just looking and snarling, and you can see that he reverts back.
And
into
stay
form.
out!
No, let's keep murdering.
No, I mean, come back.
The girl on the second floor, she's going to pull out her short bow one more time. She's going to make an attack against one of the far wolves. That's going to hit.
Yeah.
Damage.
Quick, someone find some
We're,
paint cans.
we're second half
And some
team. That's all I'm gonna
cars,
say.
Yeah.
matchbox cars, and some marbles, and
This is
some
the unleashed
Christmas
part when
ornaments.
it's unleashed.
Math 4. There we go. Okay, good to know. Alright, so that's her bow shot as she's now pulling them back and just arrow after arrow into these far wolves, and you can see that the wolves at this point are beginning to kind of trepidatiously take a couple of steps back. The one right up against the tower goes next. As the door clangs closed, all of you hear as the energy around the outside of the tower erupts. The creature makes a con save, or a dex save, which it will fail.
Does the dragon come?
Full damage. No.
Oh,
Dragon
right.
only comes if you do the dance wrong.
Oh, right. That would be
So,
hilarious, though.
opening the door.
She just fucked up the dance once and then ran inside.
4d10 lightning damage.
Yeah.
10, 10, 10,
Ah!
10.
That's right. I left those here on purpose. I know, but if it came home with me, it would be bad. Here, guys, enjoy.
I'm into the stressing, so
Balls
It's actually super low damage on the door.
Damn it.
15 on 4d10.
Damn.
Whoa.
Yeah, there was a potential.
Damn
there.
thing's got plot armor.
So with the creature just
like a few
diving
other
leap to get out of the way,
creatures we
the
know.
arc trail catches up with it as it begins to make its way back away from the door. And again, also just like the other one, you two can see on the second floor, reverting back to the four-legged form, runs full tilt back to where the other alpha is.
It's still on fire, though.
Still on fire, yeah. And it's going to put out the flames rolling on the ground as it gets closer. It's only able to move actually 8 squares, so one more. There you go. So it'll get there and then use an action to put out a flame, but we'll roll 1d6 fire damage for it as well.
Well, that's a 1.
So on.
Yeah.
Okay, so definitely hurt and kind of just now turned around and just snarling. You can hear the as they all just kind of are looking at
Good
each
werewolf
other
impression, Jordy.
and begin to slowly slink back and away.
We have not gotten through that round, and I would like to try and fire arrows at those guys before they slink away.
Go
Thank
for
you
it.
very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, we want to make pincushions out of.
I do,
Mommy
because
and
I still
Daddy
have 3 oil-covered arrows.
So it is your turn at this point. You can see at this point now you actually have your first good view of the creature that was at the bottom, and it looks hurt.
Get it.
Really
Aren't they
rough.
both hurt? Daddy and little daddy?
Daddy's hurt. The little one is hurt.
Little Daddy
Little Daddy.
fucked up.
Get a
Bloodied,
pelt. Get a new
blistered,
pelt. Put
massive,
it around your ranger
I
do want
awesome
it.
You can see
costume.
that there's just blood and flames still slightly dripping down
Same
the
the
side
first
of the
fur
face
pile
from
it's
the
been
oil.
to.
Go to
I
the-
want pieces for components.
So
I
this
want
will
that
not
fur.
be a disadvantage. Just straight attack.
Fuck. Okay, 11.
11 will miss.
Okay.
Second attack.
Come on.
That's gonna be 17.
17 will hit. Total damage.
Alright.
Okay.
This sort of had a rock in it. So it's gonna be extra.
That's gonna be 11.
11. Alrighty. Points. Oh, sorry. No, it's the fire damage, so it's just a d4.
Oh, right,
Fire
sorry.
damage.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 11. It's a lot of fire damage from one arrow.
That's
2.
a lot of
2.
D4.
Alright. Okay, so every little bit, just slowly the arrows are impacting against. You can see it's almost not reacting to the impact of the arrow, but then the spattering against the already burned skin now definitely starting to take its toll. So
Okay.
that's going to be your turn. Leaf, you're inside holding a door. Nothing you can really do from where
Yeah.
you are. Allura, you're down on the ground floor.
Oh
The
wait,
short
can I
sword
try and
holding-
put the thing in the ground?
Sure, go for it. Go make a strength check for me.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, so you just kind of same thing,
Don't
seeing
worry
everybody
about
else,
it.
and just kind of like grab the bottom of your sword and just kind of like the person
Yeah.
who uses a screwdriver handle to hit a nail in.
Yeah, it's not working great.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
But at this point, now we are officially
Can I do one more thing? Real quick. Okay.
in combat.
Well, sort of.
Sure. What are you doing?
I have a lamp.
Yeah.
I want to light it
Okay.
and drop it on Little Daddy.
Rick does not have the speed to keep up with him.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's moving that fast.
Dang. Okay. Never mind that.
Alrighty. So, with that, as the wolves and the hybrid forms slowly slink away from the tower, the lightning crackling along the outside continues for 5-10 minutes. So you do have some time inside. The fire of the crates, we'll say, is also put out at this point.
Oh no, we were stoked
That's
about
right, you fuckers better run.
And they begin to move off.
Come back. I want your claws.
So, with that, the woman in red now on the ground floor, having jumped off, grabbed onto the chain and circled around.
So cool.
and just kind of landed down next to you. You can just hear the footfall of a single foot and then the clank of metal against the stone floor. She just kind of... That was rather interesting.
Well,
So, tell me, who are you exactly?
what was our party?
Lunatics Unleashed.
Lunatics.
I don't know about that.
It's copywritten.
We're adventurers who've been brought to this land.
Brought to this land or sought this land out?
Brought.
We were brought here by Strahd.
Well, his henchman anyway.
By my people. And she reveals her face fully at this point. You all really pay attention. She appears to be a Vistana.
Cool.
Rest assured, these are not my people. That I do promise you. I may look like them, but I am from outside of these lands. I traveled here specifically to kill the devil a few months ago. Trying to track and find my mentor. Unable to do so, unfortunately. But that does not stop me from killing a few of his creatures in the meantime.
The head upstairs.
That is not mine. I would have to imagine that would have been this Rudolph. Rudolph, as I know him.
This is Van Richten's tower.
Given the lack of anything on the lower floors, the inability to gain entrance to the tower, I would have to imagine this would be part of his ability. And the fourth floor is furnished in a way that I know he likes.
We should probably tend to your wounds.
Yes, I believe this would be a good idea. With the wolves gone, with the lightning barrier in place, we should have at least some time before they come back. There may be a chance that they do not want to take this fight again. There was quite a howl down below. I assume that weapon did you quite well.
I guess so. Yeah. I got a lucky shot on some hands.
These creatures take more than luck. That is skill. We should be proud of this.
Can I insight
Depending
check
on-
that for
Oh yeah.
Any,
What insight for what?
any underlying? You know what? Never mind.
Oh, are you trying to see if she's into Aurora?
We'll let it run.
Underlying.
We'll let that one develop in game.
Dream Daddy.
Sorry, continue.
This weapon is a shame. I assume that my caravan outside, that was all of you?
Maybe not all of us.
Some of us.
A little misunderstanding. We apologize.
That's our yeah.
We shall take some time in here. We shall heal our wounds as best we can, and then pick through the rubble, I suppose. See if there is anything of any use that can be salvaged. In the meantime, I need to rest. And she retires over to one of the corners and leans up against the side of the tower. You can see just kind of takes the hat and the cloak off. And she is wearing very intricate, kind of dark, gold embroidered leather armor. Very well fitted, like one side high over the shoulder. Think like Mysteria Wonder Woman top kind of thing.
Nice.
But full leather, almost studded leather pants. And then comes to the two boots, one of which she takes off and reveals just a regular foot, and the other the clank of the metal as she sits down.
Would you like us to take a look at your wounds at
Is
all?
it a nice foot?
My wounds just need time to heal. I appreciate this, but within
It's in
this
my
tower,
character
any kind of magical abilities that you have, even what little amounts that I have within my weapons, it is of no use. So it just will take time.
Whilst you are resting, can I ask a couple of questions, or would you just need complete
Of course,
silence?
I assume there will be questions that you have of me. I will have many questions to have of you. Why don't we go one for one?
Agreed.
Feel free. And she kind of stretches back against the tower. You start. She just leans back a little and closes her eyes.
How long ago did your this Rudolph, or Rictavio as we know him, come to this land?
It has been several months, to my understanding. Personally, I followed him here 2 to 3 weeks after he left. So, closing in on 4 months for him, as I have been here just over 3.
Okay, I wasn't sure. We'd heard tale of a mad mage who'd fought Strahd in the past, and I wasn't sure if that was perhaps...
Oh, no. Yeah, he's not this man. Rudolph, he is no mage, per se. He has some minor spellcasting ability, but he mostly relies on his tricks, on his guises, on his items. He has several ways to make himself look different. Specific hat that he wears. He thinks about something and he looks like that thing.
Do that anyway.
Yeah, well.
My turn for you. You said that you were brought here.
Oi.
How are you brought here?
Going 1 for 1 here. We're going around the circle.
We were each given potions in different scenarios and woke up in Strahd's dungeon.
In Strahd's dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
And you escaped.
Mm.
Well,
Well, most of us.
Most of us. We lost one.
oh yeah.
But picked up another.
Losing one does not surprise me. But having 5 of you escape, who's the one who you picked up, if I may ask?
Our good friend Les.
Hello.
It is not often that I see a Triton. Even in my time spent on the Prime Material, you are not the most apparent of folk, for lack of a better term. Preferring to stay on your plane. It is good to meet you in person. I hope you are not quite as callous as the others that I have met.
Don't believe everything you hear.
Les has been
Maybe
a
not.
good friend and true throughout.
He's a good dude.
Cowards.
I've met a couple vampire hunters in my day too.
Oh boy.
We are quite the bunch. Alright, that is my question for you. What do you have for me?
What happened with you and Rudolph?
It was a scenario that he did not think that I was ready. I thought that I was. I went out, killed a target that he said that he was going to take care of, and waited for him to show up to present him the head. He did not like this. We got into several disagreements over the way that we would finish things. Personally, I found his approach and it just took too fucking long. We'd always try to get as much information as he could, go in with every single piece of information that he could. It would take 6 months, 7 months just to clear out a 10 of low-ranking vampires in the Prime Material. Here, I would imagine he would be years just trying to find some kind of an entrance into Strahd's castle. I came in, I took an opportunity, I struck, killed many of his spawn, but he was more powerful than I expected.
Who was the target he sent you to?
Is it target?
You said there was a target whose head you took.
Oh, it was his target.
Ah,
He said that he was going to be taking care of it and did not want me to come along, fearing that it would be too
yes.
intense, and I decided to show him what I could do.
That was in the Prime Materia.
It was
Ah, I see.
just a fair ways south of the Sword Coast, in the southern part of the continent.
You said you found a way in this dimension. Do you have a way out?
Anyone may find their way into Barovia. This is not the difficult piece. Finding your way out, that is the difficult one. In my case, I had hoped that coming here, killing Strahd, returning this land back to my material, that would be my return. And if it did not happen, I was willing to give my life in its pursuit.
That's pretty cool.
This is our goal as well.
I think we're
This is your
aligned
goal
on
as
this
well.
one. Yeah, we want to kill Strahd, I think. and get
Boy,
out
do
of
we
here.
ever.
Assume that you wanted to return to the planetarium. I did not think that you would be
Yeah.
going about it in this way.
The
There's
two
no
goals
other
are
way.
they're one and the same. There's no way for us to get back.
We're pretty jazzed up on getting rid of this dude, so,
We hate nerds like Strahd.
But we like other nerds.
I do not know if a nerd is the best way to describe him, but
you'll get used to our
each their
bits,
own.
Esmeralda.
What you said?
it is my turn. For all of you, what weapons do you have to fight against him? She pulls out a rapier and a hand axe and kind of gestures to give back her short sword as well.
Like blade,
Blade
blade
towards
first.
you.
Handle forward.
Just let
Pommel
go, goes right into it.
Thank you, pommel. That's the word I was
Just kind of
looking for.
takes
Throws
the
it
blade
down
and
to
just sets it down beside her, all three weapons on the ground. He
At the-
says that you are looking to do this. Obviously, you have some combat experience between all of you. What is it that you have?
Well, never enough.
Well,
truly,
if we
but-
can take like 30 couple steps out of this building, I can do some cool shit. But,
Leaf and I are of use outside of anti-magic.
yeah, outside of magic.
Spellcasters?
Oh, you could say that.
This is good. Any group hoping to defeat a demon such as this, they will need more than just brute strength. She looks over at Les. Now, I have a question.
Oh, you mentioned you had a perceived opportunity to defeat Strahd.
Yes, as I said, I had been here for several months. It had been some surveilling, the comings and goings within the castle, finding a way to sneak inside, finding an opportunity to take out some of the guards, attempt to catch Strahd in his sleep. It appeared that his defenses were a little more perceptive than I was expecting. It was not a matter of strength, that much I have. Defeating any of the spawn, I can do this on my own if I really needed to. But the watchful eyes that look over Strahd in his sleep, those are the things that I was not able to avoid. And almost lost my life for doing so.
What kind of eyes do you mean? Literal eyes?
Spells, alarms. Suddenly I've found myself inside one of the rooms and a series of chimes and bells started coming off that I was unable to perceive. And I had to leave as the coffin began to open, the hand outstretched, and suddenly he was upon me. And you can see that she kind of reveals a little bit more and kind of takes off the armor a little, and there are gash claw marks across her rib cage. You can see almost exposed bone at this point.
Alright, let's just put that back up. We'll fix that.
Do those
And then she just kind of like retightens the leather straps, and you can hear the skin kind of going back together.
Yum.
do they look consistent for what I know about like vampire wounds, basically?
Consistent within reason,
Yeah.
but
Way more intense.
more intense.
Would they look similar to the wounds that we saw on Irina and Ismark's dad?
They would. Similar thing though. Very similar looking. Way more intense
I
on
see.
her.
Okay.
Do I believe her when she says that she can take on Spawn like solo?
Sure, go make a insight check.
She's flexing on it.
14?
14. She's a little tough to read, but I mean, you haven't really seen her fight beyond just a
Arrows.
couple of shortbow shots. But the fact that she was carrying a silvered longsword or silvered shortsword, that definitely says that she's used to battling creatures of this type. Looking at her figure, looking at the way that she carries herself in a fighting stance, there is definitely some power there. You just don't know quite how much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this Rectavio that you said you met. First off, where did you meet this man?
We met him in Vallaki.
Lucky.
In and in, though. Blue Water Inn.
I'm familiar.
We had a
Stupid man doing the
run
same
in.
stick
in Vallaki with some vampire spawn.
inside the walls. This is interesting. Did you find anything about this?
They were brought in by the local coffin maker. He said that a figure appeared to him in the night within the walls, and said that that he would bring back his wife from death if he harbored these vampires within his home.
They actually threatened his wife, but then she died.
Well, that's the one.
Yeah.
I'm a little bunged up still.
It was like 3 days ago.
This does sound like a promise that would be made by Strahd or one of his employees.
We also know that the coffin maker, who's now in local custody of the guards, was attacked in the night
That is an interesting development.
and
Do you know who did
appears.
this?
We don't, but upon questioning the burgomaster's bodyguard, Isaac Strahd's name, you've probably come across him.
I have not spent any time in Lucky. I do not know any of his names.
We're not missing much.
You're not missing much. He's kind of a dope. But the burgomaster has a son, and the son appears proficient with magic.
That
And-
is more interesting.
Isaac was very cagey about the son knowing where Henrik, the coffin maker, was tied up.
The coffin, or the burgomaster's son, was also the only one who was unsurprised by the fact that there are vampires within city walls. We don't know why, we don't know how, but he knew.
Interesting. Perhaps I shall have to make a trip to Lucky, see what I can find out for myself.
Where have you been so far if you've not been to Vallaki?
Mostly I have been traveling around trying to find my mentor. As much as I do not get along with him at the best of times, there is no denying that he has a wealth of knowledge in this respect. And trying to regain a small amount of favor with him, wanting to shadow his footsteps, use what he has learned, eventually killing this devil myself, and then bringing his head back. Perhaps we could become partners again.
It seems as if we all have a common goal here.
I believe we do. But as much as I appreciate that we have a common goal, I do not want to say, no offense, you do not have the strength to do this. At least not yet.
We're not planning to do it just yet. We would like to search for weapons.
This would be a good idea.
We received a reading from a Vistani camp just outside of the village of Barovia.
Oh yes, yes.
From
The
Madame
old woman,
Eva.
Madame Eva.
That's right.
Yeah, she's pretty nice.
She's an interesting woman. It is a shame. Well, you have already had a reading. If my caravan were intact, I was going to potentially see if you wanted to have a reading, but I'm not sure if the cards would have survived.
We can take a look once we're...
I should hope that at least some of my belongings still exist.
I can mend
If
some
not,
shit.
I should hope that compensation is in order.
Of course.
Very well. I think for now that is enough of my questions. I need to sleep and recover. It
We
is
could use some rest
only
too.
midday at this point. We
Let's
will be
see
safe
us.
inside this tower. I will take the bed. And she steps onto the center platform, and then fourth floor, and then the gonds. The chains begin to go up, and she ascends to the fourth floor, and you can hear the creaking floorboards. Then eventually up as she lands on the bed.
That's pretty
So,
She's super cool.
oh, and sorry. As she's going up, you may call me Esmeralda Davenier. Pleasure to make all of your acquaintances.
Let him leave.
And you as well.
Alrighty, so all of you are able to take a short rest at this point, so
Yep.
you'll be able to roll hit dice, whatever you need to recover up. Half of the party is like, nah, we're good. The other half's like, roll the dice.
I think So sorry, what do we roll for hit dice? Minus 8.
So,
It's two.
Says here.
So you've got a D10
Yeah.
for your hit
Different
dice.
things.
So you roll that, and you add your Constitution modifier to it.
Right.
You regain that many hit points, and you roll one die at a time until
Okay.
you want to stop rolling.
Okay.
So maybe
And
one
your
D10
hit
by
die,
five.
is it you get one at
One die per level.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And-
at level 5 now,
Nice.
so when you roll, so whatever your hit die is, so as a fighter it's a D10, as a ranger it's a D10,
D10, yeah.
And then as a warlock it's a D8.
Yep.
So you'll roll the die, add your con modifier, you regain that many hit points, and then if you want more, you can do it again,
and
Okay.
up
they,
to a total of 5 times.
and is it just one per long rest that you recover, or do you recover?
No, you
them?
regain half of your expended ones, rounded up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. I'm good where I'm
Oh my
at.
god.
Can I use that eraser after you?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Since I'm good, can I just just take the time and like peek around the rest of the tower to see if there's anything interesting, anything of note?
Inside or outside?
Inside.
Okay. So
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
So you can hear by this point the that's happening outside the tower
Yeah.
has vanished. So the lightning barrier that's around the exterior appears to have been turned off. Looking around inside, there is pretty much
Pretty much
nothing.
that? Fair enough.
You had the 3 crates that you already looked through before. Now a couple of very mild scorch marks on the underside of the beams on the 2nd floor. Other than that, nothing of any real note.
Scavenger.
I will say that given the amount of time that passed and the fact that all of you were not only talking to her but also watching the wolves leave, you did notice that the wolves went around the western edge of the lake, and then there is a forest there with a fairly large hill, and they appear to just kind of run right at that hill and get into potentially some kind of a den over on that side. So you do know that there would be potentially a point of interest along the western edge of the lake, a werewolf den of some kind.
Cool.
Something like that.
With the lightning having subsided, I'm going to step outside to kind of survey
was
the
also
damage
gonna-
of the of our of the daddy wagon,
I was also gonna go
and
out.
to see if our regular horses survived the
I'll-
attack.
Come out with. I'll come out with.
I'll go out with you as well.
So looking out,
Yeah, I'll pop out.
eventually stepping outside, all of you leave the.
I think you guys are
Or
doing a
yeah.
short rest.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're
So
on
those
short
of us
rest,
who
yeah, so
are.
we can.
Yeah, so you not you
That's
guys, but you would be able to lure if you wanted to take a step out. So stepping outside, feeling the familiar cold sensation of your rapier at your side return, eventually making your way over to the wagon. The wagon appears relatively untouched. The horses.
I wasn't going to our wagon.
Oh, sorry.
I think
Oh, I was going
Hope
to
was.
ours.
Oh, sorry, you were. Okay.
I'm
And
gonna
were
check
you,
out
You were
hers.
healing though, right?
No, I just
No.
wanted to mark that down because I still had it marked as 3, not 5.
Oh, okay. Fair
Hit died. That's all I was doing.
Gotcha,
I wasn't
okay, yeah,
having
So yeah, so
So you
you
should
making your
update
way
yours,
out, so we'll
Kat.
say that you were able to do that. So the wagon appears untouched, no damage of any kind, nothing of any real note. The horses are dead.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
Horses have been eviscerated by whatever creatures were there, them being tied to the wagon still, unable to leave. And the 4 wolves and the 1 werewolf that was on that side, their bodies are just mangled on the ground at this point.
Oh.
There were only 2 horses. They were standard riding horses, so you do know from experience that a warhorse, Cinnamon, would be able
to move the caravan.
move
yeah.
the cart,
Fuck,
the caravan.
actually?
But Esmeralda's horse is dead. Your 2 horses are dead, and Cinnamon is currently dematerialized. So you would have to find a way to make that work, and you would still be on foot for a good chunk of it because Cinnamon is only 1 horse. You can only do so much.
I have a quick question. What size would you consider the wagon?
What do you mean?
Like, would you consider it a medium?
Oh no, it's large. It's
large?
It's 5 feet wide and 10
But
feet
you'd
long.
consider it large, right?
Yeah, it'd be
Okay,
large.
cool. I can carry. I can help pull it. I can pull large things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and it's was it 15 times your strength score?
I just see Leaf like
Yeah.
beside Cinnamon being like, "Hey buddy, how's it going?"
We need it.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
so
like
what
big
do you think
rat
about
in the
passenger?
passenger.
Oh, this isn't the first time this has happened.
But,
Leaf enjoys horseplay.
Fooling around.
I was
My
gonna
little pony.
say.
Both types. Anyways.
Oh my god.
Uh,
We don't kink
I was
No,
just
no,
gonna
it's still
say
pony
with like
fight, that's what it
the
is.
Ah,
with like the dead horse carcasses,
Yes.
I suppose. I'm just gonna I kind of say like a silent prayer, kind of like kneel down next to them, like wipe away a tear, and then kind of I'm gonna move them into the lake because I don't want them on the land.
Sure. We'll say over the next little while, a couple of stumbled steps. It's lifting a horse is not exactly possible, so you're kind of dragging
Can I
bodies
wander
across
out
the
and
mud.
help them?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll say at the end of your.
Yeah.
Oh no,
You are
you
not
two.
resting.
Yeah. So yeah, you two would be able to do that between the two of you, kind of lifting up parts and kind of pulling the horses off. In your case, go ahead and make an investigation check for me, because you're looking for anything that survived.
13.
13. Okay. Looking around, you do see that there are a couple of scraps of paper, very small amounts of things that look like they may have survived. Maybe a couple of half books, kind of thing, where the front of it has been charred completely off, but the latter part is still intact. In terms of any items, not too much. A couple of daggers that are again scorched, but not destroyed per se. Just gonna double check here.
No
I would like to be
birds.
gathering
Doing a lot
all
of
of the things that look even remotely close to something.
Sure. You would see that there are. Yeah, not really much. Broken spyglass.
Cool.
There would be a gold holy symbol that's kind of bent a little bit from probably the explosion, but it is the sunburst holy symbol of the Morning Lord.
Mm-hmm.
That would be one that would have survived mostly,
Okay.
but outside of that, not too much.
Okay, so I would have picked up like
Cassimir sticker.
pieces of
Yeah.
dagger, the books, any
Shields.
parchment that had any leftover writing, the spyglass, the holy symbol, and then brought that back inside and laid it beside her, like kind of near where the thing would come down, but off to the side.
The elevator, sure.
Allura doesn't find her
Yeah, you want me
cards.
to,
What about mending?
You
want me to
don't,
buff those out a
unfortunately.
bit?
What?
Want me to buff those?
Yeah, let's see if we can do any mending. Leaf, that would be great.
Can I
If we
try
can.
and... Is there anything...
So mending would be if you've got two pieces of the same thing.
Yeah,
This is
things like
half a book.
Okay, I'm thinking like the scorch marks on like daggers.
Yeah,
Can I just buff that out?
eliminating any of the
Superficial
cosmetic
damage and- yeah.
things. Yeah, that's not as much of an issue. The dent in the holy symbol of the Morning Lord, you'd be able to remove that.
Yeah.
So you would have a fully functional gold Morning Lord sunburst that could be used as a holy symbol. That would be one that definitely survived. 3 daggers appear to be in fine condition, especially after a little bit of mending. But other than that, it's just a couple of scrap bottom parts of parchment.
Yeah.
The spyglass wasn't mendable.
The spyglass would have been mendable.
Cool.
Yeah, so there would be a spyglass there as well.
Can I... Actually, no. Fuck yeah. Cool.
And then,
Um,
yeah, I would
Look
have
at them.
placed them.
Yeah,
Then
with
with that,
those
it's
doing
nowhere.
that, with Leaf then kind of helping Allura out, I would have sat and started to do the Find Steed spell again to
So we'll say for the
summon
Find
Cinnamon
Steed
back.
spell, I'm
It
just trying
takes
to
10
remember,
minutes, I
But
believe.
I'm trying to remember, do you need to expend incense or anything for that?
No, I don't believe that I have to do any of that kind of stuff.
Just want to double check because I know that a lot of times for the find something spells, you often there's like things that you have to. Yeah, no, nothing.
Yeah, because I think
Oh yeah, it's find familiar that you need charcoal.
You just have to look really
Yeah.
Still got that.
yeah, whereas
it's fine.
for
Lots around.
Okay, yeah. So
Dropped a
10
whole
minutes
bunch
later,
of
we'll
ones.
say that will time out quite nicely with the end of the short rest. As all of you begin to come to your feet a little, some of the wounds bandage up, a lot of wrappings tight around your body, and then Esmeralda descending from the 4th floor, looking a little bit better, making her way down to the bottom eventually. You all recover outside as Cinnamon appears into existence.
like galloping through the clouds down.
Sure.
Still making that clopping sound, but it's on
Yeah.
air.
Yeah, basically the opposite, the the grease car driving up into the sky, basically,
Reversing back there.
yeah.
I don't mean to be a stick, but isn't Cinnamon a demon horse?
No.
It's infernal, right?
No,
Celestial?
because of their
I don't
alignment, they can be
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Down.
Were you
badass.
thinking like it was going?
Oh, I
from-
just thought it'd be cool to like have the ground.
Like,
But
Like
yeah,
heavy metal
and I'm
playing.
just like,
make that happen.
I'm
next
gonna,
time you
like-
summon Rick.
sorry, I'm giving more like love to Cinnamon, just kind of like pressing my head against its head and just kind of like communicating. Like, I'm so sorry, what happened? You did valiantly.
it's just kind of nuzzling against you a little bit, and definitely not the happiest horse you've ever seen, but understands that at the end of the day, it doesn't die.
Mhm.
I'm a high five Rick. Just be like, good work, buddy.
And he just kind of punches you in the head.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Fist down. Alright, so with Esmeralda descending, Casimir kind of back to his regular
Yeah, I was wondering what he was
facilities.
up to.
He was just sitting in a corner.
Yeah, he was just
He is
out of
not
it.
part of
Help,
any of this.
help.
He is your guide to the Amber Temple, and you are to keep him alive.
Yeah.
That's all he has.
Well, we
to
did
this.
it.
Yeah.
So, making your way outside, you do have your wagon available to you. No worse for wear. A couple of small scratch marks against the hitching post for the horses in the
Buff
front.
them shits.
But outside of that, everything available to you. What would you like to do?
Should we talk to Esmeralda about what we found?
Esmeralda, I took some time. I didn't need any healing, so I took some time to go through your caravan to see what I could find left. And Leaf was so kind to mend what we could find. I'm sorry there wasn't more.
This is very kind of you. I appreciate this. If you don't mind, I will go out myself.
Yeah, of course, a second set of eyes.
Yes. Sometimes the things that you look for are not the most important ones. And she begins to make her way outside, opening the door again. She's going to go and make an investigation check. It's caught.
It's a legendary
Did you nat
sword.
20 for that?
I didn't, but I rolled a natural 17.
Dang. Well, no.
She finds some new gear. It exploded together into a new cool
And
weapon.
she has a big bonus to it as well. That's a 24.
Dang.
Whoa, Ezzy.
Nothing
fine.
was destroyed.
No, she kind of looking along the ground, tracing your footsteps, following where you would have gone to the things that were on the land. Doesn't really find anything extra. But you can see she kind of strips off a couple of layers of clothing and dives into the water and begins swimming down. And a good 3-4 minutes later,
Dang.
comes back up to the surface.
Constitution.
She comes back up to the surface, carrying not a lot of things, but does bring up. What does she bring up? Let me just see.
Cool hat.
Something
Diego
for
hat.
Les.
Nothing for less.
Something
cool
magical
for
for
Les.
She
Old
brings
Dr.
up a battle axe,
Dang, homie.
a flail,
Whoa.
a morning star,
These are
Whoa.
all things for Les.
and
I can have a
a
flail.
few bolts inside a quiver.
Broken pyramid.
And she just kind of like, you can just see things getting kind of lobbed out of the water a little onto the land. And you do notice, those of you outside and kind of waiting for her to come up again, that these items that are landing appear to have the same sheen as her short sword did.
Is she fully human? Like she's the human
far as you can
race?
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't have any of the trait features of any of the elves. No elongated ears, very, a little bit of a shallow face, but you would imagine that that's just, given the line of work that she's in, she probably doesn't exactly eat a ton, and is very live. So, in very good shape.
Nice.
And eventually coming back up to the surface of the water, carrying up the quiver with a few bolts that are inside it, and kind of dumping the water out and placing that down on the ground. This was at least a few pieces that I was not expecting to find. This hopefully will come in handy when coming against those wolves again. Without any way to carry all of these things, what do you say we make some kind of a trade? I have no caravan any longer. I assume you do not have a spare one with you, obviously.
Funny you say that.
These items will simply sit here waiting for me to return with the caravan. I would rather get something that I could use to purchase a new one with. Should you have any use for silvered weapons? There are a few here that I'm sure that we could make a deal for some gold.
I reckon we could make a deal.
I'd be interested in, if you're willing to
Yes.
part with your short sword to make a match for this one, and I draw my silvered short sword out.
The short sword, that one is a bit close to my heart.
I see.
What's there again?
Does a
Battle
battle
axe,
axe?
The battle axe, a flail,
Who's
a
gonna
morning
fight
star.
battle
Oh, you're being a
And then she also pulls out a quiver that's got 4 bolts in
Will
it,
do.
and she pulls out, and the bolts are also
Rock.
silver.
Okay.
Rock.
They're crossbow bolts, right?
Crossbow.
Is a morning
We can
star
do that
or a
for-
flail a finesse weapon?
Or we can
Uh,
roll
Neither
for
of
it.
them are finesse weapons.
Okay.
I think we should have
I
it on
believe
this thing.
all of the weapons that
We
she
go
has are
for it.
strength-based weapons.
Okay.
No, it was like rock, paper,
Honestly, I feel like
scissors.
we're gonna be in
But rolling
Well, no,
quick's
but-
better.
Except for the rapier and short sword.
Whatever you want to do.
Correct. The rapier is not silver,
this anti-magic thing.
Just one die
but it is
that's
just a
what-
very fine rapier.
Yeah.
And same thing with the hand
not
axe that it
fine
is.
as mine is.
Did you get 6?
Wait, is it
Mhm.
prettier than mine is?
Well, yours glows blue, so
Okay.
pretty pretty.
Oh my god, that's
So
so
Morning
funny.
Star is
Is it six?
a
Yeah.
1d8 piercing strength
Shit.
weapon, just
I
one-handed
thought you were
Okay.
going
weapon. There is a flail, 1d8 bludgeoning, again one-handed weapon, and then their last one is the
Battle axe, right?
Battle axe, which is here, which is a 1d8 slashing, one-handed, or versatile. If you hold it in 2 hands, it's 1d10.
Dang, and it's silver.
And they're all strength-based weapons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. Could I use the crossbow bolts? I'm assuming it's just the head that's silvered.
So the difference is crossbow bolts don't have fletches. There's no way to use a crossbow bolt on a bow because the bolt doesn't fly straight.
I know. I was wondering if I could take the head and.
The head could be transposed.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, it would destroy the bolt and destroy an arrow, and you'd replace it.
With a silvered arrow.
You could technically do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I mean,
wondering.
I'm in.
How many were in there? 4?
4 bolts.
And would they fit in my hand cross or just a?
So hand cross bolts are just shorter, so you just lop off the ends.
Okay.
So with all of these, the amount it would take me to get a new caravan. I assume you're able to arrange something in the thousands of gold.
We're not that
I
far.
see you've read the art of the deal.
No, we came
No.
to this world with nothing. We don't have a lot.
But you could
Fair enough.
invest in
What-
us.
What kind of trades in that case? I will require clothing, rope, bedroll, standard fare. All of these things that I can use until I'm
What?
able to get to Valaki.
What are you looking at me like that for? No.
Clothing.
No what?
bedroll.
Not giving up.
We don't have any extras of those kinds of things in our caravan, do we?
Why are you looking
Each
at
of
me?
you have
saying,
one of
give
those
her
items
your
each.
freaking pack.
There isn't really
Yeah.
extras because the one extra that you
Stuff.
bought was for Casimir.
Pack of stuff.
Do I have a spare set of clothes because I'm a
Give her
Charlotte?
your stuff.
You blew up her caravan.
I'm not the one that
believe
booby
so.
trapped
Typically,
it.
what you have is you have 2 sets of clothes. You've got traveling clothes,
Yeah.
and then you've got just general wear.
Yeah.
So if you were willing to give up one of those sets, it's possible. But
I mean, I only wear my fancies, so I don't mind giving her my traveling gear, my traveling clothes.
okay. Well, that would cross on that month's list. I'm sure that would be worth one of these bolts to you. So she would toss over a bolt in exchange for your traveling clothes.
Suits me.
So that's one.
What would you be willing to trade for the battle axe?
The battle axe is a rather large, cumbersome piece. Given the nature of it, 200 gold pieces.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, I only have 100.
You might be able to toss your bedroll in.
That's true. I also have a poison vial and an acid vial, if that might be of any use to you.
Those actually may be of some use. I would consider both of those for 25 gold each, so just leave it at 150 gold pieces.
Esmeralda, do you have a way to track Rictavio at all, or Rudolph, or perhaps a way that you could pick him up? Because I have this bundle of tiger fur from an animal he was traveling with.
Yes, that is his tiger.
Yes. Would this in any way help you find him?
It will be of no use for me.
All right.
No, he's something that simply sheds off the animal.
That's fair.
I would pull out my 50 feet of rope and cut it in half, and hand that to Esmeralda.
Thank you. This will definitely help. And you can see that she's kind of like starting to take the pack that she had on her back of coming back, and kind of bundling a few things up against
And the single torch.
the single torch. Alright.
Well, I'm not parting it with 10 foot poles.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm a
I'll
part-
trade the gold and the 2 vials.
Golden 2 vials.
For the
Alright.
battle axe.
So you have a silvered battle axe, so no differences otherwise. It's a regular battle axe, but any creatures that are unaffected by standard attacks become affected by silvered weapon attacks. It'll deal damage against them.
So morning stars are the ones that you throw, isn't it?
No, Morningstar is the giant. Think of it like a mace is just a ball on the end of a stick. A Morningstar has got spikes coming out of it, and then a flail is the same thing, but it's on a chain, and you whip it around your head and impact it against something.
Esmeralda, I have this little vial of dust. Makes
Vial of dust.
makes you disappear if you throw it in the air.
That is quite a powerful ability. Where did you come upon this?
We found it in a bag in the coffin maker's house. It was with the bones of Saint Andrew.
I would have to imagine this would be how somebody was able to slip inside the walls.
Certainly seems like it. What's it worth to you? Might be of use.
I would say it is worth part of my destroyed belongings.
Well, yes. Would you be willing to part with any of your fancy weapons here for it?
How many uses is it?
It's one use. It's one hit in there.
One use item for one use item? I would give you the remainder of the bolts for this.
You know what? Yeah, I can do that. Sure.
Alright. Yep. Dust of Disappearance comes back to me. Alrighty.
I would also then pull out the last bottle of fancy wine.
Speaking to my Vistani roots, this is something for celebration. This cannot be enjoyed quite yet. If you are successful in this, we will share this bottle together at the end.
I don't drink wine, but I figured you might enjoy it.
I would enjoy this.
I also don't need anything in exchange. I think that we've taken too much from you.
She just instinctively grabs the bottle and you just hear a thump, and then as she pulls the cork right out of it and just starts drinking out of the bottle.
The only thing you'd have that I could use would be the sword or the bolts you've already given to my friend over here, but I'd like you to have this, and I give her 20 gold. It's partly my fault that your caravan was destroyed, and not someone who
This-
feels regret easily.
Good to know that you are a group who is willing to atone for your sins.
Yeah, I
This
don't
is not
mind. I'll
something.
throw in 20 myself.
I believe I have enough at this point that I should be able to replace at least most of my belongings. Unfortunately, the letters and the books are all one of a kind items, so those cannot be found again. But I will remember them as best I can.
If you do go to Vallaki, you may be able to do some research with the father at the Church of St. Andrel. If you remember us to him, he will treat you kindly.
What is his name?
Father.
Father Petrovich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have it written down.
Yeah.
Is it Petrovich? No, yeah, because Danovich was the first guy.
Yeah.
Father Petrovich.
Brother Petrovich.
Tell him you're a friend of ours and he'll probably give you free lodging.
That would definitely be something of use. I have heard that Vallaki is not the kindest city to people of my kind.
It's true, you may have issues there.
I'm sure this will come in handy for us.
I certainly hope so.
Finding my way inside the walls to a man willing to help.
Before sorry, if anyone else has any questions, just before she leaves, I want to like kind of run up to her and be able to talk to her closely.
Okay. Sorry, Esmeralda. One thing. I've got this thing where if you're interested in taking on Strahd like we are, and if you're around, when we make the push for it, I've got this thing where I can pop in and like talk in your head. So just don't freak out. It's probably gonna be how we'll communicate. Everyone cool with that?
I don't mind.
Okay, cool.
I do appreciate this. You may find there is some difficulty in this. And she holds up a hand that's got a few different rings on it.
That's pretty cool. Fair enough.
I do appreciate the offer, but being able to have a brief conversation with your party in comparison to having my whereabouts known, I will always choose to be hidden from you.
It's wise.
If
Would
we wanna-
Rictavio have some similar guards up?
He is the one who created this for me. I assume he is wearing his at all times.
What is the history behind your sword? Might I find another one like it in this land?
It's entirely possible to make a sword like this in these lands. The history behind this one is it was my first werewolf kill. I do not part with items that I hold so dear.
I understand. And I pat my bow.
Do you know much about that pack of werewolves that attacked us?
I do not. I unfortunately ran into a similar issue with its pack when I first came to this tower. Took me some time to decipher the code on the exterior. Triggered the booby trap one time. And similar to what happened here, an hour or so later, this group of wolves came up and attempted to gain entry into the tower. I was able to repel them, thankfully, but expended many of my silvered bolts in the process.
How healed does Esmeralda look?
At this point, she looks fairly well healed.
Fairly? Okay.
Yeah, she's bandaged herself up. She did have a pack on her back, like a smaller one, but you can definitely see that there are some fairly tight wrappings around her body at this point, kind of holding everything in place as best she can. And there are definitely gauze pads that are starting to bleed a little bit through them, but not overly so.
Hey, Jordy, one last thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I think Jesse was still gonna say
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
sorry.
trying to refeeling.
Yeah.
I know that most of this is our fault, so if you don't mind, I can just give you a bit of healing.
I appreciate this. I'm feeling back to my normal self, as there will be no point in this.
Alright, I can read
But
the
I do understand if there was a situation where this needed to happen outside of the field, I definitely would have taken you up on this in a pinch.
Yes, I'm very sorry for our group and your wagon. How much would you perchance want for the Morning Star?
There's a Morning Star. It is not as quite a nasty piece as the battle axe. 150 gold.
What's in our group loot?
I will do that.
This will be fair. She grabs the Morning Star, and you can see that she's very lithe, definitely strong, but even for her, she seems to be struggling a little bit picking it up. Definitely more somebody who's aligned with a dexterous aspect.
316.
Okay. I just want to clap my hand on her shoulder and say, "This may help you," and hand her my disguise kit.
Thank you, I appreciate this. And she kind of reaches into her packet. But don't worry, mine is better. Hands it back to you, and you can see that everything that you have is like a traveling disguise kit. She's got
a solid disguise kit.
She's got like a proper
Blending
disguise.
brush,
Has all the
everything.
pieces that are already custom fitted for her. You can actually see that when she pulls it out, she reveals some elongated ears to create the illusion of being an elf.
No, I'm gonna look at her with a look of respect, and she's like, "Yeah,
Mad props.
hell yeah."
If there is nothing else, I believe at this point, before it becomes too dark, I should make my way back to Valaki.
should all leave, but I have one more question. I know that you may see us as rivals for Strahd's head, but is there anything you can tell us?
I would have seen this before attempting what I just completed. At this point, we are all looking for a way home. If we should find ourselves in a place where we can be assistant to each other again, you can count on my help, as I should hope I can count on yours.
You might.
Of course.
Absolutely.
As for killing the devil,
Or his minions. Anything that can help us in terms of weaknesses.
weaknesses are difficult to say. Sunlight, obviously.
Why?
One of the most important ones, of course, running water. Any day one vampire hunter should know this.
Why?
Wanna hold it?
Magic, silver.
Silver is for werewolves. It does not do anything additional against the undead. But if any of you, and she kind of gestures over to Hope and Leaf, are inclined in the deity side of things, there's a specific type of, lack of a better term, holy infliction that you have. They would be particularly partial to this.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
radiant damage.
We see that you've a symbol of Halor. Is that something that you've found that is effective against the undead?
It simply is a detractor for them to approach me when on the road. Nothing more.
I see.
I am not a practitioner of this. I do not follow any of the gods. I've seen too many things claiming to be gods to believe in anything that is all powerful. I wish you good luck on your travels. Good fortune. But for now, be safe.
You as well.
The same to you.
Turn seal.
And then I
Begins to walk away. And you chase him.
run up to her just for a sec.
Sure.
Like you said, you met a Triton before.
I met a few of them when I was on the Primateria plane. Not very common, but in the southern part of the continent, you see them every once in a while working as mercenaries, always for a high price.
No one can hold their breath that long without learning a trick or two.
It is simply experience.
Who were they?
Never caught their names, just see them passing. It is a little difficult to miss someone with fins on their face.
Were
She's
you-
talking about me.
Did you meet them before you came into this land?
Yes, as I said, they were on the Primateria plane. I have not seen any since crossing into Barovia. I would not imagine that there would have been any here. You being here is quite surprising.
Alright. Sorry for blowing up your caravan.
It happens. She turns heel and walks.
I think less is saying over there.
So, with the amount of time that it's been, all of you arriving to this, to the tower at first, the initial time that you spend discovering everything, then the battle, and then the rest after that, it's pushing mid-afternoon at this point, probably closing in 2-3 o'clock or so. So you do have the ability to press on if you wanted to, making your way further along the road, continuing on away from the tower, or you could hole up here for the rest of the evening, sleep inside the tower, set out the following morning, or you could make your way over to the werewolf den if you felt up for doing that.
Well, let's fuck up some wolves.
Not
Sorry, that's-
quite
I-
yet.
I think that
Keep
it
going
might
on
be
now.
because with not all of us have. Well, we would have magic that would really help.
We also have these fancy crossbow bolts.
And
We've
I
got
have
And
a
silver
four of
weapons.
them,
That'll
Yeah.
do.
and there's like 12.
Yeah.
And there's
I-
silver weapons. We all have silver weapons now.
I don't.
No, Les,
Yeah, you do.
Alif, and I have silvered
Oh.
weapons,
The 4
and then
bolts?
there's the bolts.
Thanks.
So 4 bolts,
But-
silvered short sword, silvered morning star, silvered battle axe.
Pew, 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 pew.
Fire.
One thing,
Ha!
sorry, one thing I thought I mentioned this if I didn't. Magic imbued weapons also work in place of silver. Silver essentially makes a weapon magical for the effect of fighting werewolves.
Okay.
So your trident,
And
your
my
rapier, those would both work. The silver essentially just bypasses the damage immunity that they have to non-silvered weapons.
Mm.
So that's why they it looked like they were taking damage. 0. It looked like the arrows were embedding in them, the bolts were embedding in them, there was blood coming out, but there was actually no damage being dealt.
So my trident would.
So your trident, as long as you were in an area
So we
where
just got an
Sorry,
extra
Troy.
weapon now.
So, but yeah, so now you've also got
What, your trident?
leaf, because you're also a strength-based
I've
character.
got a
You
Morning
have,
Star now.
I think, proficiency with martial weapons.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
throw that
so
battle
you
axe
could-
around.
Sure, if you
battle axe.
want to win
Do you
that
want
over.
to? Do you want this
Sure.
axe? I've suddenly got it in I suddenly have inspiration that my trident will be fine.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think
I
I'm.
just want to check. I'm pretty
Oh
sure. that
wait,
you-
martial or sim? No, I think I might just have proficiency with simple.
Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, I think
Yeah.
it's just simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple weapons.
What?
So yeah.
Never mind, hand it back.
Oh God!
So
You could
you
still
do have the silver
use it,
weapon
couldn't
if you
you?
wanted
Just
to.
not well.
As a ranger, you would have proficiency with those.
Having
As a rogue, technically, you have proficiency
More
with those
useful.
as well. You
Which
can-
is which? Sorry.
with the silver battle axe and morning
Do you
star.
want this axe?
I think I'm okay.
Were you just complaining about not having silver weapons and you don't want one now?
Are we
Yeah,
continuing
I
on
also
to the
could have
temple?
bought silver weapons from her and I didn't.
Fine.
Thank you for the offer though, Les.
I'm gonna trade this for something later.
You do know that it is worth a fair amount of money. Like the fact that it is a weapon that can damage werewolves. There would definitely be an interest
it
for that somewhere else.
Pure silver or is it
Carl
silver?
about this.
It is silver.
Carl doesn't
Okay.
want weapons.
Yeah,
Carl wants
a
defense
pure
stuff.
silver axe is so brittle it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, it's an
I'm
iron
just-
base and then a silver edge.
Okay.
I think we gotta fuck up some werewolves, guys.
I mean, perhaps if we reach a town, I wouldn't mind having a second silver short sword if we can get a blacksmith to convert it.
We're going to. You're still sticking on to the Amber Temple, or?
I think
Yeah.
we should go to the temple, but I also think
Yeah.
these werewolves are fucked up and we can fuck them up more.
But
Like, what are we gonna get out of them?
They
really?
may be.
They might have stuff with
They
them.
may have healing ability. By the time we get to them, they may
That's
already be
true.
healed up.
They also might have more wolves in the den.
It's almost like there's a spell I can pop in the den and fuck them all up.
No, it's too hard.
I'm
to
just mad at werewolves.
Can you ask Rick to go take a look?
Can I pop Rick over and see if he can find the werewolf den?
Sure. Yeah, it's far enough that you wouldn't be able to see through his eyes.
That's
so
fine.
go and just make a perception check for Rick.
Yeah.
I like how we even say pop Rick. Can you
Pop
pop
it.
Rick over
Pop,
there?
pop,
Pop Rick.
Pop,
pop.
Uh,
It's canon now.
what is it plus anything?
That's the thing.
For him, perception, he doesn't have
Yeah,
a
I
perception
wanted
bonus.
to-
It'll just be plus his wisdom bonus.
Fucking
Oh, okay,
things
cool.
on them.
19.
19? Okay.
It is on the map.
18 and
Tower.
plus 1.
Yeah, okay, so looking around,
Nice.
eventually sending his way over there to the far side
Oh,
of
so
the
it's
lake.
like right there.
Looking around, you see that there is a little bit of a rise and kind of tracking where he was. He would be able to find that there is a cave entrance
That's
with
it on the
quite
map.
a few paw tracks to and from. So you would have that marked off. So on your map there, it's not marked, but to the top left of Lake Baratok, who's got the...
I do.
No, I mean the physical map. What
Oh.
happened to it?
Oh, it's in there.
That's right
It's
there.
right.
You got it.
Yeah.
There is a little like black kind of
So you can-
cave-looking thing to the left of it.
So you can mark just to the left of Lake Baratok. There's something that looks like a little bit of a hill between
Oh, yeah.
the two things. You can mark off that would be where the werewolf den is.
Where is this?
Fuck those guys up.
Like
Here.
Baratok.
Like this thing.
You want to test out your new axe?
Yep.
No, you don't have that. Test out your new axe.
That thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here we go.
I want to get the light. I want to get the cool weapon.
And their trident does the same thing.
Well, you've
So
got
the only thing
balance
for this
now.
is that
Oh, I
there are
had to
two
give it
ways to
back.
get there.
One,
Either
two,
you're
two.
walking straight through the forest, or you're finding a way across the water. And you'd be looking, give or take, 3/4 of a mile of water to get to the other side. So you have
And
to
how
find-
much land? And would we have to go through forest to get there?
Yeah,
Yes, you would have to go through forest.
Or we could walk on water.
Okay, we walk on water.
Not all of us
do
can
we
do
want
that.
to do this? Like,
I don't
kinda wanna
know.
fuck up some werewolves, but that's also just me.
let's
being
take a
petty.
vote. Who wants to go get a werewolf?
Werewolves.
Wait, should we
Nope.
find out what Rick has to say before we do anything?
We'll say Rick is back.
Yeah,
at this
he's
point.
back, and I've communicated to you guys.
Did Rick go inside and see how many, if they were healing, what?
Rick rolls a fuck.
He
Flies.
would have gotten to the entrance,
Gotten scared.
heard the number of snapping jaws, and said, "Lots. Do you want to go inside?"
Like more than we saw at the bridge. Yeah, now we're in the voice. Oh god I just kind of want to go and pop fucking interdimensional tear.
Look, I like ripping things apart as much as the next guy, but it's not worth it. What are we gonna have? A bunch of pelts to sell? Like,
Yes.
It's not worth it. No.
And
I
cool
think we
things.
come back.
Ugh, fine.
We know where they are.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think that might be the general consensus.
I agree, and keep in mind, my strongest is range, and I can't do any damage that way. I'm
Ugh.
not very effective hand to hand.
Fine.
Sounds fun, but I want to get the cool thing that we're gonna.
Could
get
I
from the
dive
temple.
into the lake and do a little bit of searching for anything that might be on the bottom of it?
Sure.
No.
Go and make an or perception check.
What's happening?
The
It's
giant
happened.
kraken comes out of the lake and beats Kevin.
This is like in Lord of the Rings, where they skip the rocks across the lake, and the giant
Yeah.
tentacle monster comes out, and they're like,
The Watcher.
yeah, the
Is that
Watcher
like,
in the
"Ooh,
water.
What's this? Then stuff
Speak
happens.
friend.
Lessons
Sorry,
has
different
Hobbit
word.
And then
instinct.
some fucking things called 15.
15, okay. Very carefully, you kind of like, I want this. Dive into the water and like midair, you just kind of go, oh no. And then you just kind of land and then just.
Very
A
carefully.
little bit at a time, slowly start to make your way down. Looking around, you don't see any of the similar finned creatures that you saw previously.
My
The
God.
Good.
You're
Just let us
very
gone.
carefully making your way down, looking along the bottom, trying to find anything. You eventually find the bottom. It is a long way down. You're looking at a glacial runoff for this one. Go ahead and just make a now and investigation check along the bottom. Try to find anything.
Believe in you. Oh, well, that was misplaced.
Maybe.
Why do I can't ever see where my fucking investigation is? Oh, 0. 10.
10, okay. Looking along the bottom, you're kind of running your hand through, trying to find anything. You think that you find a couple of coins, you pull it up, and it's just a couple of rocks. Finding a way along further, doesn't appear to be anything that's down there. At least not as far as you can tell. And you're far enough out at this point that if you were to get attacked, you would be completely on your own. So you're really only half-heartedly looking, given what happened last time.
Alright.
So,
Less
are we just
than
waiting for him down there, or what?
Oh, I thought we were
Then also
going.
you
I'm
just
like
see
hanging
a
out the wagon.
pool
Like,
of
let's
red
go.
Yeah.
Floating up to the top.
Game
Jesus.
over.
Well, for less.
Hope you have a secondary character, Kev.
I do.
Tertiary character.
Yeah.
Alright, let's come back up then, I guess.
Alrighty, so coming back up to the surface, no issues at all. You kind of floating around a little bit. You know, in comparison to last time, you're definitely a little hesitant, but eventually kind of fall back into your element and circle around a little. Doesn't appear to be anything of any real interest in this. One of the things about a lake, especially a lake that's been fished out completely, there doesn't appear to be any wildlife of any kind living down there.
Okay.
Oops. Alrighty. So with that, what is it that you guys would like to do? Are you making your way over to the den? Are you
No.
I think
heading,
we're leaving.
Further south.
We should probably get on the road again before it gets dark.
Yeah,
We don't want to be in the middle of the
Yeah,
forest with
yeah.
werewolves after dark.
Yes, Cinnamon can help with the caravan.
But we'll mostly be
What's the
walking. Cinnamon
closest
can't pull us
destination?
all. Let's see here. Casimir, where can we get to next as our guide?
The next place along our journey, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this will be the Raven River Crossroads. It is a path that splits a few times as you proceed.
I see.
There is a chance to either go further west, or you descend south into the Solanka Pass and eventually far, far south to the Ember Temple.
So is there anywhere that would be good for us to make camp that we can get to before dark?
And he kind of like looks over at the tower.
If you are looking to camp on the side of the road, that is always possible, of course. But if you want somewhere inside the building, this may be one of the only things that you could find between now and when it would be dusk.
We
Should
talking
we make
about
camp
pulling up?
here?
Yeah, let's hold up in the tower.
I think it might be for the best.
I think that's a good idea too.
Alright.
Have an early night. Or early
Well, we got some
rest.
stuff we could do. Little in-character thingies, I guess. I don't know. I got nothing.
I mean, it should be fairly comfortable for at least some of us up on the fourth floor. I don't mind sleeping in my bedroll down below and keeping watch, or on the second floor.
Other than this, the only other option would be to head much further west and eventually find the village of Kresk.
Yes.
I mean, we should do that eventually.
That would be taking us off of our path. We would eventually be doubling back on ourselves just to head to the Ember Temple.
I mean, I don't mind checking out another village. Those are a great time for us. But it also seems like maybe we should hole up here for now.
Do we think that the wolves would come back though?
Well, if
Fuck,
they
do
do,
know the YMCA.
I'm in good condition now to be able to come down and fuck things up, as are the rest of us.
And I suppose now that we have silvered weapons that would work within this magical
Aye.
area.
Not
I'll
to
cheer
mention-
you on. Got my pom poms
Me
ready.
too.
Not to mention, if we close the doors, the trap will enact. It'll fry
That's
anything
true.
that tries to open them up.
Yeah, I think we just hole up here for now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then fast forward.
An early start in the morning.
More than comfortable with this idea. Somewhere inside is infinitely preferable to somewhere else.
Not to mention, if the tower repels magical effects, I can't imagine any of Strahd's henchmen would do well in this area.
That's very true.
Alright, let's make camp for the night inside the tower.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So it's still mid-afternoon at this point, so you've got full capabilities of anything that you wanted to do between now and when night actually falls. If you wanted to, find a way to barricade off part of the backside of the tower or anything like
While
that.
we're outside, could I take time to attune myself to the Luckstone?
Sure. Yeah. Technically, Luckstone you could attune to over a short rest.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, I wouldn't be able to do it in the magic field or in the anti-magic field.
Technically, you can. You
Oh.
can still attune to something. It's just that you don't gain the magical
Oh,
benefit.
yeah,
of
then
it.
I'll do that inside.
Yeah. So it's something that over the course of a short rest, a lot of people just end up doing that.
Yeah.
So 45 minutes to attune to that if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So you're good to go. So you can get +1 bonus to all of your ability checks, including your initiative, which is a big one,
Holy shit, that's sweet.
and a +1 to all of your saving throws.
This is gonna be a moment, guys.
So perfect.
I'd like to try and disguise the wagon a little bit, to, like, sort of make it
Yeah, can I assist a little?
Like-
Yeah, the daddy wagon.
the daddy wagon. I mean, it's already camouflaged.
It's relatively well camouflaged for a forest.
Yeah. So we're gonna maybe put
fucking
it
side of the
at
road.
the, no, but like the edge of the forest. We can like maybe try to make sure that it's not that
Make
visible
it look
while
like
we're
a
in the
bush
tower.
on the side of the building.
So the one thing, as you can see from the map, there is you do have one side of the tower that is completely, basically invisible to
Yeah.
anything that's approaching through the
Oh yeah.
The front side,
No,
the causeway.
Should we just
causeway.
park it
Yeah.
around there?
I'm thinking of the bloody
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, we'll park it behind
Wanna say
and
it.
try to like
We'll
disguise
keep-
it with some branches and stuff so that it's
Yeah.
out of sight.
And I'll set Cinnamon to keep watch over
Sure.
it,
Cinnamon
and
will be on
Good
guard
horse.
duty.
yeah, and Cinnamon will let me know telepathically. Maybe not.
Not if
No,
we're in the
no.
tower.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't.
No way inside that.
Fucking
But they
anti-magic
will.
feels like Persian my butt.
They will neigh
I mean,
loudly.
I'll be
Sure.
on watch
We
part of
There'll
the
be
night.
the super loud alarm. if
Can I have
something is
Rick
coming.
keep an eye from the air?
Sure. Yeah, he would be able to sit up.
Yeah, just like
not
hang
on
out on.
top of the tower, but
But he could like hang out on like a high ledge or something.
sure. Yeah.
Get like demon high.
Yeah, he would be able to hang out on the lip of the third floor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and he'd be able to do that quite easily.
Lura would shave her head. Take the
shave her
time
head?
to shave her head.
Okay.
I'm just
Go ahead
thinking.
and just make a sleight of hand check for me.
Sleight of
Yeah.
fancy.
Cinnamon. Understands infernal.
What the fuck? Another 4.
Oh no. Leaf has cure
Or so
wounds
just
ready.
catastrophic failure. To see if that would happen.
It's just my proficiency, right?
So it's sleight of hand. It's just one of your ability checks.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So it's a 10.
10? Okay, yeah. 10 is a decent DC. Yeah, so no real issue. You being used to it at this point, it's more so the natural one making something come to like a 6 or something like that you just cut part of your head. But overall, no real issue. Gliding it across, you would eventually get to the point where you're back to your not putting green anymore. Now you'd be more of like this actual shape of your head.
Allura, would you like me to try and shine your head?
Sure.
We'll buff at it.
Now, as a bald man, this is a
not how that works.
strange course of action.
No, but this is not the real world.
That's fair.
The fantasy.
Magic buffing. I get you.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're
what
into some
What
magic
bits are we
buffing.
running? There's some
It's
great.
mostly that I've
There's some
never been,
RP
like,
here. Do you
I've
get the
never
campfire
been
going?
fully bald. That I would like to be like shiny. I would like to have like a razor.
From
Like a-
experience, all that you need to do is shave.
Right, no, but I've only ever
Okay.
I've never like
This is a little fuzzy for me, but
yeah.
if I literally just like shave this with a regular razor, my head's
Yeah.
shiny.
Yeah, I've never done it with a regular razor, and I would like to.
It's cool.
But
You
I
should
know,
do it.
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
dope.
But it's taking me so long to grow it out, you guys.
So,
Yeah, real life
Right,
hair
thanks.
problems.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I'm just gonna wait for Kev to come back, and we'll go about the evening. But is there anything else that anybody else would like to do?
yeah,
I kind of want to pop up to the 4th floor and try and do a sketch of the head, just so I can keep it in mind
Oh,
if I need to recognize it later.
Yeah, go ahead and just make. I'll get you to make a performance check for this one.
Okay.
But it'll be performance dexterity. So this is actually another thing that is super fun. Instead of adding your charisma, you'll add your dexterity bonus.
Okay.
So it'll just be what you roll plus your dex. But if you're proficient with performance, you still get your proficiency.
I am proficient.
So there you go. So it'll be dex plus proficiency.
Okay.
This was a cool way of doing checks that was
Shit.
introduced.
Sorry, it's photorealistic. It's 16, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
What, 16 plus 14?
16 plus 15.
31?
15.
wait. It's
I'm
dex,
sorry, I'm
isn't
doing
it?
my plus.
No, sorry, you're adding your dex plus your proficiency.
Yeah,
so it's
so-
dex plus 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, dex plus proficiency, that's 2. My performance is 9.
So, okay, so ignore your performance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we're doing so it's a different type of check. Essentially,
Okay.
I'll explain this after. But
Either
just
way, I'm at over 20.
over 20. Okay, so very realistic, lifelike version of this. You kind of take the head out, and you, being what you are, find a place to prop it up against something, like kind of between two books,
Mhm.
and just do the sketch of the like Leo DiCaprio style, but of the decapitated head into your book with no real issues. So you do have a very realistic version of this Vistana
Oh,
woman.
I want to sit down. If I have just pull out a piece of parchment and just write a little story to myself.
Sure, you can do that.
Cool.
So this will be something that I'll just explain. So this was kind of an addendum that there was talked about a little bit. One of the issues with the base set of checks, and this is actually cool for anybody watching as well, is that a lot of times you'll run into an issue where Barbarian is a perfect example, where a Barbarian oftentimes has very low charisma, but they can be very intimidating.
Yeah.
So the difference there would be that a Barbarian could be proficient in intimidation, but having like a -2 to charisma means that you aren't eloquent in the right way, so you can't like intimidate someone verbally. What I could do there is say, I'm going to get you to make a strength intimidation check.
Oh.
So you'll get your proficiency bonus if you're proficient in the check, but you'll add a different modifier based on what you're doing. So if you're like, a barbarian and you just Hulk out on somebody, right, to try and intimidate them into their chair, it'll be adding your strength plus your proficiency instead of your charisma plus your proficiency.
Okay.
So it'll be the same thing for like the way that you try to move an item. Maybe I'll get you to make a dexterity-based athletics check, that kind of a thing. So there'll be different scenarios for that. But it was something I was reading about that I thought was really cool.
That
And
is
this
neat.
was a perfect
Yeah.
example where
Yeah.
it's a performance check. You're drawing a piece of art. You are performing, but it's dexterity-based, not charismatic, right? You're not describing the art to have somebody else draw it.
Yeah, cool.
So,
Can I, like, outside of games stuff, say that if there weren't anything's going to go bump in the night, could we perhaps end the session here?
Oh yeah, no,
'cause-
this is what we're ending on. And
Okay, cool. 'Cause
don't worry, I've got a thing, and then that's gonna take us into night.
Great, thank you.
So,
Fuck.
Why did we pick the tower?
as the night comes to a close,
This seems like a nice.
the caravan, well disguised, Cinnamon guarding the back door, or sorry, the back side of the tower. The sun has fallen completely. The moon has begun to come out. Is anybody keeping watch?
I would be.
Just in your regular state, your meditative state kind of thing.
I think we probably would arrange for
Oh,
a
yeah,
watch.
Yeah, that'd be a
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
What floor are we on?
So
I'm up in the
Sister.
4th, but
So during the second watch, doesn't really particularly matter who, but during the second watch, you would notice that the moon full in the sky, behind the clouds, obscured a little bit, but there would be a singular shadow that gets cast over the building. And kind of paying attention and looking out through the giant hole inside the building, you would see that there was a very large bat-like creature flying down
Of course.
and down and around to the front. And eventually reverting back, looking out the arrow slits, you would see that this bat creature just materialized and formed into a very lithe, shallow-faced, pale man. Red leather armor, long black cloak, elongated hands and nails, kind of elf-like ears, but a little stunted, shorter, and then a fairly large grin across his face. Just walks around for a little bit, eyeing the tower. Eventually begins floating off the ground slightly. Coming up, looking in the arrow slits along the side, and eventually seeing people who would be keeping watch. Found you. And then vanishes off into the night again.
Fucking nerd.
And that's going to be where we end things for the evening.
So I'm assuming that was Strahd. Like we would recognize him. We've seen him before.
Was that big old
Yeah.
Strahd?
That was Strahd.
Fucking guy.
We totally could have taken him right there.
Yeah.
Fire a shot off.
So, awesome session today, everybody. That was really well done. You did exactly what you needed to do.
We would have super died.
Yeah, I was a little curious to see how this would all play out, and I was glad it played out the way that I was hoping.
Thanks, Spikes.
Yeah, literally just 3 people up against a door trying to shove a werewolf to prevent it from coming inside. You were barely able to make it happen. Shutting the door was the key, as long as you could do that with enough damage dealt.
Yeah.
Well done.
I couldn't
So-
say anything, but when you guys were like, we're like the things that are keeping the door on fire, I was like,
Please do not.
Well, that was just in case if it had
Yeah, I
broken
thought-
through, then it would at least have like another thing buried
and I'm
damage.
immune to fire,
That was our
so
plan.
like,
I'm not, but fuck.
We
You're not
just
immune to fire.
waited
You're
till
not
it-
immune to fire. You're resistant to fire.
okay.
You still take
resistant.
fire damage, you only just take half. But overall, awesome
The rest of
session.
the team's like
Really happy
immobilized.
with that.
Through the fire.
Thanks for
we
watching,
go
y'all.
inside.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where we pick things up next week and see what it is you all decide to do. I'm guessing continue trekking to the Amber Temple.
I guess.
we have to find a way to disguise ourselves from Strahd, if he knows where we are now.
He won't
Voila,
do
I'm
shit.
Strahd. I'm a big fucking nerd.
We got a big magical shield around us. He can't get it. It's fine.
I mean, he was able to
And we
He's
can
fly.
fucking
really-
fly in and see us?
Like,
Can't fly in. He can fly around. and
No,
see
but I
us.
mean, like,
It's not our home, I'm sure. He
in
could have
this
come in.
magical area,
Yeah.
he was able to levitate,
Big flex.
fly, and
Yeah.
thanks for
and
tuning
like
in, Dad.
Well, he
the
wasn't inside.
werewolves.
He wasn't inside the
didn't,
barrier
like-
though. He was outside of it, wasn't he?
No.
No, he
He
was
was
into the,
in-
he was
definitely
literally
inside.
peering in the arrow slits.
Yeah, so homeboy's got some fucking magic.
Oh, I
He
thought he was
literally
floating
was
like
like,
around the barrier
"Hey."
and looking in.
He hits
Or
the
was he, like,
barrier.
All right,
Has
creeper.
a-
No.
He was around the barrier.
Yeah, not inside
Yeah,
the
he was
barrier.
not inside the barrier.
Ah.
Oh, I thought he was-
Oh.
No. He was outside the barrier, like looking in. That's why it took him so long to see through all the arrow slits. If he had just come right up to the arrow slits, he would have just looked right in.
Well, that's what I.
Just
Then I most certainly
Exactly.
do not give a shit. about
Exactly.
this big fucking
False.
guy.
So,
We are protected by the
well
barrier.
done, everybody.
We just never leave
I'm
it.
excited for next week. So, we're gonna play our outro, and we'll see you guys here, same time, same place.
Yeah.
Bye.